Welcome back to beautiful Basel in Switzerland, one of the largest cities located on the Rhine River, measuring 766 miles in length and passing through 7 countries. There are many ways to explore the city, including ferry, riverboat, and the local tram system. Certainly lots to see and do here in Basel, including seeing some of the World Men's Curling Championship 2016 here at St. Jakobshalle in Basel. My name is Logan Gray, and alongside me Anne Swisshelm, calling the shots in our featured game between Canada and Denmark. Session 4, and both of these teams off to winning starts yesterday.
Yeah, they had a good opening day and looking to continue their winning ways.
So quite a nice crowd forming to enjoy this afternoon's action on the first weekend of this year's championship. Rasmus Stjarne there, coming through the B group to at the Europeans to qualify Denmark for the World Championship this year. Of course, as the host nation in Esbjerg in Denmark. So let's meet the teams. Here's the Danish, led by Troels Harry. Second player, Mikael Poulsen. Third player, Johnny Fredriksson. And of course, the skip, Rasmus Stjarne, Oliver Dupont, the alternate, and Michael Kvist, the coach.
And for Team Canada at lead, Ben Ebert. Second, Brett Lang. And third, Mark Kennedy. Skip, Kevin Cooey. Their alternate is Scott Pfeiffer, and they're coached by John Dunn. And by virtue of the last stone draw,
So here are the standings. Scotland and Sweden, the only two teams to have won 2 games so far. Still very early to make any predictions about who will be making the playoffs, but Germany and Korea, having lost their first 2 games, certainly need to get a little bit of a wriggle on to really challenge.
And the other games happening in the venue on Sheet B, Scotland versus Russia. Korea will be playing Norway, looking for their first win. And on Sheet D, the United States will be playing Finland. And as you can see, by virtue of that last stone draw, Denmark had the better figures and will have the last stone advantage in the first end.
Yeah, this Danish team skipped by Rasmus Stjarne. Quite a nice balance of youth and experience, Anne.
Yeah, they bring a lot to the table, and they look really comfortable out there, as you can see. And they played pretty loose yesterday and had a commanding victory over Team USA in their opening draw last night.
Well, don't be confused. This isn't a minute of silence. It's the teams are just really waiting to get started here, raring to go.
Yeah, just making sure everything is set in the venue.
And as for the Canadians and Kevin Cooey, perhaps with a point to prove this week.
Yeah, his last appearance at the World Championships, he finished 4th, I should say. And I know that was a disappointing outcome for him and his team. This new look team is definitely looking for the top of the podium. I think anything less, they'll be disappointed. with that, every game is important. Every shot makes a difference. So we can see here from their opening move that they're looking to generate some offense and potentially force Denmark to a point or even set up a steal.
So here's a first look at the Danish lead player, Troels Harry. One of 3 members of this Danish team who won the World Junior title in 2009. And have slowly started to really cement their place in the world of curling. Had a little bit of a shaky period in the last couple of seasons. They dropped down to the B group after a really disappointing couple of international championships, finishing last in the World Men's and then being relegated from the Europeans. But they really seem to have bounced back now and returning to the form of old.
Yeah, that may have just been a bit of a burnout after their Olympic run where they finished 6th and having to shift their focus a little bit back to regional play. But coming back through the B, there's definitely something to prove here for them.
Well, it really was so crucial for Denmark to be here at the World Championship after a poor showing at the World Men's last year. Of course, all-important Olympic qualification points at stake starting this year and, of course, running into the 2017 tournament as well.
Yeah, we can't underestimate the importance of that. All of these teams are looking to finish on the podium this week, but beyond that, gaining those valuable points for their nation's Olympic spot in 2018 Pyeongchang, South Korea is one of the most critical measures of this week. And every placement point counts.
So here's Brent Lang, the only player from the Canadian team who picked up the gold medal here in Basel 4 years ago.
Yeah, Brent's got an incredible international resume. He has only ever won gold. I would imagine his expectations are quite high coming into this event.
Yeah, and you can see why with shots like that, excellent placement there. And you see that Yellowstone extremely difficult to remove. And perhaps Denmark on the back foot already here in the first end of draw 4. Here's Mikael Poulsen, the 31-year-old. He's actually been to 6 World Men's Championships before, but was the alternate for 3 of them with the Ulrich Schmidt team. Just hairs past the guard and does a really nice job of moving things around, starting to clear away into the forefoot.
Yeah, and this end is starting to heat up with every single rock in play.
So just a reminder of the rules of play, 6 ends minimum in the round robin, 38 minutes of thinking time for both teams, and both teams can call a 160-second timeout at any point during the game. Well, of course, it's lovely to see lots of stones in play in the first end, and do you think this is playing into the Canadians' hands at all, or the Danes?
Well, with Canada having that first rock and throwing it out front, this is what they wanted. So it all comes down to execution at this point. Who gets the better rock placement?
And of course, the Canadians will have more experience in playing in these kind of ice conditions and playing in playing this sort of game against the top teams in Canada. So be interesting to see how Denmark come through this first end.
Yeah, how they manage the angles and the setup.
I think Rasmus just looking at whether it might be time to kind of bail and try and open things up a little bit here. Just a reminder, Denmark throwing the red stones and Canada throwing the yellows. So Canada lying one with that stone at the back of the button at the moment. So Denmark do have the last stone here in the first end, and maybe thinking it's time to make sure that they can score.
And it's the first of what will be many broom switches throughout the game. The new sweeping techniques that are being employed and the restrictions on number of heads and brushes that the teams are allowed to bring with them to the playing surface.
Well, I don't think that's exactly what was called.
That is potentially one of the worst outcomes, because now Canada very clearly has the dominant position.
Yeah, they really needed to catch more of that yellow stone at the top of the 8 foot. See, it just flicked off it, and although it makes the forfeit a little bit bigger, they've now rolled all the play right onto the center line, and that's going to make it really difficult for the Danes to get in there to score with their last stone of this first end.
And there's no good angles off the red stones currently that are on the left side of the house.
I'll try to throw similar to what I did.
What has he got of this?
No. Inch. An inch.
Same weight as your own butt, Mark.
I think so.
That's the one.
In the opening draw yesterday, Mark Kennedy had this exact draw on sheet C, and he put it right through the rings.
Room.
Wait's there.
I can't imagine that we'll see that again this week.
Line's good.
Too much room if you can, Brent. Line's not bad, though. Definitely room, though.
We can wait.
We're gonna have to go. Benny, gotta go. Friend. Gotta go. No,
It's very
just go.
hard, Brent.
Shot, Mark.
They were hoping for that to curl just a little bit more. That now gives Denmark the option to run the double takeout and take some control back in this end.
Yeah, they would have just liked to cover a few more inches of that stone, and certainly no gimme here for the third player, Johnny Fredrickson. Try and bump these around, and might just be able to spin both of these yellow stones behind the tee line, and that would open up the end for Denmark. Well, something a little bit like that. Great shot there.
That's a really nice shot. They take control. I believe that Canada can get to the inside of that
Just a straight roll.
Danish counter that's in the 4 foot.
Yeah, played it with quite a lot of weight actually, but certainly gets a good result. And that red not the easiest to remove. Well, it's easy to remove it, but you would certainly be opening up a path in there for the Danes.
That's good. It looks like minimum. That's good compared to my
I don't think it's minimum.
Then it's good.
Canada looking just to maneuver off that red stone, get it to the behind the tee line, and roll the shooter undercover on top of the button.
No, Benny. Yep, Brent. Hard. Right to it. Whoa. Roll it. Whoa.
Well, something a bit like that. Lovely shot there by Mark Kennedy, of course. Moved up to third position last season. 2010 Olympic gold medalist, playing second for Kevin Martin, along with Ben Hebert.
Yeah, it was a really nice move by Team Kevin Cooey. Just the subtle change of putting Brent Lang at second and Mark Kennedy at third really gave them a nice boost this year, as exhibited by their presence here. Championing a really significant field at the Canadian National Championships, the Briar. Lovely run back.
That's what they were looking for the first time. The Danes with Mikael Poulsen, a couple of pistols from Johnny Fredrickson. There was a season where Johnny Fredrickson wasn't in the lineup with Rasmus, and I think Johnny has a really positive influence on Rasmus. Rasmus can get a little bit carried away and get sucked into the opposition's tactics, but I think Johnny's just a kind of steadying force there, and it's a really nice balance between the skip and third player.
He is just a very calm presence out there, where Rasmus can have energy coming out of his fingertips.
We're gonna get
Johnny definitely helps keep him on track.
I've got this. This rock might get in the way.
I don't see anything good over there. He's going to hit and roll off our top one. Yeah, and then we're going to have something on our middle one.
Unless you ever played a hack weight hit and roll, you're probably not getting that 2 out of the house. It's a tough shot, even if you rolled it here,
like
right?
That. If I miss it either way, it's not good.
Okay. Do you ever like playing the 4 onto the 2? Because then it opens up the double on the last one. Because right now we can't get rid of these 2, and it's going to hurt us. Even if you just killed the 2,
okay, you're going to bump this 4 up.
Yeah, you're right, you are.
But that's probably not terrible. You might make an angle for a double.
Okay. You could always play this harder if you wanted and try to kill the 4. Try to nut
lose a lot of our yellows.
You could,
though, right?
yeah, just an option. Just not knowing the spot, the harder we throw it, it's probably an easier shot anyway.
It's just if I roll this out, Mark, he just noses that and he's sitting 3, right? What do you guys like?
Whatever you guys see.
Yeah, there's not much.
We got to help. We're going to run out of time in the second end.
Could I get here?
You could, yeah.
You like the same shot as Mark? I don't see anything good over there unless you're playing off of ours. Yeah. Like you could play that same weight as Mark, and if you chip that, fine. If you get just past it,
that's pretty good, eh? That's probably.
There's nothing else over here.
I don't mind doing that on the red one.
Right on the nose.
I like that on the red one.
No.
No?
Well, he just comes off that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Or you do this, but you don't want to get in the way of this one. You don't want to line it to the button.
Yeah, that's what we said.
Play that with the same weight, like back line.
Okay, let's do it.
And we're saving all our yellows.
Yeah, I like this actually. I'm almost trying to roll this just frozen
You like
with the
this,
2,
eh?
eh?
No.
Or dead bear,
you
have to
have
shot,
to make sure you get the 3.
I don't like this
back.
Why not? Because we're taking off the 3rd
Which
shot.
one?
You don't like any of it.
Well, I don't mind nosing
One of
this
the great gifts of this Canadian team is the amount of experience that each of these players bring.
Back 12, right?
Okay. Heavy draw.
Yeah, certainly a lot of discussion there, and I think they've reached some sort of clarity in their decision.
Yeah, Brent stepping in.
A little more.
Yeah,
a little more.
And this comes from his familiarity with communicating with Kevin when he played third. And knows how Kevin likes to take information and brings a different viewpoint from the front end.
So here's our first look at Kevin Cooey, the Canadian skip. He's a surface landman in the oil and gas industry, very prominent in Alberta and Canada. Just trying to flip off that wide yellow, their own stone, to get underneath that guard at the top of the stone, top of the screen there. Doesn't quite get into shot position, but certainly leaves it in a menacing spot.
Yeah, very usable for the next stone. And now they are second, third count.
Spørgsmålet er, hvis du bare fjerner den nu. Så får han bare skuddet derovre. Hvad gør han så? Du kommer ikke til begge af de her 2 af han. Nej, men hvad gør han så? Hvad gør han så på sin næste? Han kan ikke bare pile vores, vel? Jeg tror, du er nødt til at sætte 2 op, ikke? Hvorfor det? Du er nødt til at lægge med 2. Kan du godt lide det? Du kan ikke følge mig, hvis du skubber den derned, han så bare kommer via ved den der. Han skal jo ikke engang være præcis. Altså, så længe han rammer i den, så er han med, og så løber den ned mod den, så sidder den godt. Du kan ikke komme her, vel? Så har han højt den der. Hvad er diskussionen på?
Well, certainly lots of thinking happening here in the first end, and if you have been away from the sport for a couple of years and don't know about the changes to the rules around timing, then it is only the thinking time that's measured. It's not the running stone time.
Yeah, this is a lot of discussion for a first end of play, but realizing what's at stake here, that Denmark has an opportunity for a score of multiple points, knowing they have 2 stones left to Canada's 1, trying to take the most advantage possible of the positions they've got. Taking a look at our clocks back there above the coach's bench.
So Canada have used 6 minutes already, and we've got 38 minutes for the whole game. So that's a good indication of how fraught this first end's been.
Yeah, ideally you'd like to use about 3 minutes per end and give yourself a nice comfortable amount of time to play the last couple, where you get 4.5 minutes for the last couple of ends that way.
So here's Rasmus Stjarne, the skip, of course, won the World Juniors in 2009 in Vancouver, and plays a nice shot there. Squeezes the yellow through the port, and I think the Danish thinking there was to leave a stone in the usable position should Canada manage to wiggle one in behind those reds. And they certainly have done. I think we can expect to see Canada make a play on their own yellow stone again.
It was almost as if they were trying to run it off the top yellow, on the yellow on the top of the forefoot.
Now they could find themselves in a bit of trouble here if Kevin Cooey can find the curl to get underneath that guard and get onto the nose of the yellow stone he just played with his first one.
Back 8, back 12.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, we can always take more.
I think so, don't you guys?
Yeah, that looks good, Kev.
Doesn't look like too much?
No.
Good positive reinforcement from the sweepers.
Yep. Kevin doesn't like to spend a lot of time in the hack. He likes to make his choice, be secure in it, and let that rock go.
Wait only.
We got room!
Wait only.
Weight's good.
Room!
Weight's good.
Whoa! Get ready, Ben!
Just for weight.
Back 8. Clean!
Weight's good.
Langer! Ben!
Wait only.
Ben! 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 Go, 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 go! Go, go, go! Good shot, Kev.
Yeah, it does enough to get into shot position.
I don't know.
That was always going to be the opportunity that the Danish left for Canada.
I think you got it, but I didn't really have to look at it.
Yeah, it looks like yellow from here, from our vantage point. Everyone's taking a good long look at that. The weight really came off that stone much more quickly than the Canadian team anticipated.
Well, I don't think the Danish are concerning themselves too much with who's lying in shot position. I think they'll just leave them be. Try and make sure they get shot on the other side of the sheet, and then we may well see a measure put on. Those 2 stones contesting in the current position.
Vi har gul eller rød på lige nu. 90. 95. Jeg synes, det lyder langsomt.
So looking for that double tap to a rock to clearly the full forefoot. So for sure getting 1 with a potential measure for 2.
Well, all the play has been down the other side of the sheet here in this first end, so maybe having to call on some experience from the 10-minute practice.
Just not enough weight.
So that stone played there by Rasmus certainly isn't shot stone, but certainly very close between the yellow and the red on the right-hand side of the forefoot as you look at it.
Measure, yeah, please. havde fat i farten her. Jeg havde fat i farten her.
Regardless of the outcome of this measure, based on Team Canada's selection on their first stone, their goal was to force, holding Denmark to 1, and they may even come away with a steal here.
Measuring for shot, yeah. You have to ask them.
Ja.
It'll have a mark on it. Like it'll be scuffed up. For en rød på den der?
Han sagde, det var bare opmærksom på.
Okay, fint. Det var bare for vi ikke noget bytte. Okay, fint. Det var bare, det skal ikke være pitch, men det var en dum joke.
So just a reminder, the Danish stone on the right is, sorry, the red stone on the right is Danish, and the yellow stone on the left is Canadian. Couldn't quite see what the dial's
Team
doing
Canada.
there.
Yep.
So there we have it. It's the steal of 1 in the first end, and Canada
Laser eyes.
picking up the shot with the measure, and after one end, it's Canada 1, Denmark 0. Second end underway. Featured game here in draw 4, Denmark against Canada. Canada stealing 1 in the first end by virtue of a measure. And certainly one of the more exciting first ends we'll see this weekend.
Yeah, the rest of the sheets are well into their second end, and we're just taking a look at the first rock. Put to the top of the forefoot by Canadian lead Ben Ebert, while the Danish lead, Trolls Harry, will be asked to throw a corner guard. Pretty traditional opening play here, looking to capitalize on their last stone advantage.
Hurry, boys. Hard, boys. Hard, go hard! Every inch, go, come here now.
Well, doesn't really end up where they wanted it. Kind of a little bit no man's land. Too far from the house, not far enough away from the center line, and that could be a bit of a nuisance later on in the end.
Yeah, it really hinders the draw to the forefoot on the out turn or the counterclockwise rotation coming home. And now Ben Ebert with the same thing. All of a sudden, just a really long.
So both teams getting caught out there.
Yeah, and with the Canadian stone coming up incredibly light, this allows Denmark to play a hit and roll and try to get under that long corner.
Which way?
As we take a peek in on United States playing against Finland. Finland with the last shot here, looking for a double takeout.
We got board.
In an effort to score 2 points.
Hey, you still got board.
Benny, you're gonna have to go. Not yet, though.
Not yet.
Skip Akukastes Rock is away and entering the house.
Oh, I was saying Benny's gonna have to go.
And the shooter rolls just a hair too far and doesn't take out the U.S. stone for a score of a single point in the opening end. Finland 1, United States 0. Back on our feature sheet, we're seeing some interesting navigation of 2 very long guards. Not quite corner guards, definitely not center guards, and really long, just over the hog line.
Yeah, it could be quite an interesting end. It develops to see how both of these teams manage this situation, because it's not exactly a traditional setup.
Yeah, what started out as seeming traditional definitely is not.
Just come down and tap it out.
Yep.
Just hack.
You were bored. Wait's good. Hack.
Clean.
So Brent Lang is going to just play a soft weight takeout here. And they won't be trying to remove the red stone, the Danish one. They'll be trying to keep that one and remove their own yellow. But more importantly is about the positioning of the shooter stone. And they do a good job of keeping that directly in front of the red stone. So it looks like Denmark will be trying to replicate that shot just played.
Yeah, that was a great look at those guards out in front of the house, quite long. There they are.
Whoa, plus.
It really makes for challenging ice selection for throwing these. And this rock's curling so much earlier.
Er det bare indlæg, så? Vi har ingen retning mere, vi har ingen retning mere. Vi har ingen retning, skal bare dø. Skal bare dø.
Should be completely visible out the other side.
Tabte lidt af rotationen, så jeg ved ikke, om det var ikke så meget, eller kastet.
Good hack.
Ja.
So I don't think that was the called shot.
A little heavier here, boys. Throw a good one here, Mark.
No, it was right down to the back Canadian stone.
Yeah, okay. I think that ice was good hack. Okay. Yeah. Wait's good.
Solid hack, just hack, just hack.
Easy, clean. Wait's good. Player. Yes! Hard Brent!
Sideways.
Hard Brent!
Come on, Brent, you gotta go.
So Brent Lang swooping to try and keep this one straight to keep the shooter. Will it stick around?
Good throw, Mark. Come down.
It will do, and Canada line too, but both of these stones at the back of the 8-foot, probably more of a friend than a foe for the Danes.
Yeah.
And that's the Danish coach, Michael Kvist.
Seeing himself on the big screen here at St. Jakobshalle in Basel, Switzerland. And Johnny Fredrickson looking to take advantage of those stones in the back of the house.
I think that maybe just took a little bit of a turn on them.
And look at John Dunn, coach for Team Canada, looking on. He's got to be...
Where you go, though?
Well, you could go top 8. Half buried.
Here?
It's not bad.
He freezes the pocket.
I think he'll come.
Well, then hit but then we follow him. Hit this one over here. Or we hit it.
I don't like that. I'd rather you could just about come this way to here.
I know, but it's a guess.
Okay, well you're gonna end up over here.
Okay, let's go this way then and throw it hard.
I think the difficulty here for the Canadians is they're probably throwing a lot of lines that they may not even have thrown in practice.
Yeah.
There's some quite unusual channels that are getting played at the moment because of the positioning of those two guards just at the bottom of your screen there. So there's a little bit of guesswork required at the moment for both teams.
Yeah, and I think there's maybe a little bit of trackiness in regard to the speed that's happening out there. We're seeing things come up light, some other shots come up heavy. The Danish team looked really surprised with how far that rock from third Johnny Fredrickson just slid into the back of the house.
Wide open.
Whoa. We're by? It's heavy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not that heavy out there.
And of course, and the ice conditions do change over the course of the week too, don't they?
Okay, Mark.
Hey, Marcus. Sorry. That was close. I think we need like boards for that. I do too. I mean, that's ice for too long. Sorry.
So much calculation going on at the moment, just trying to get the sheet mapped out, work out where it's fast and where it's slow, where it curls, where it's straight.
Yeah, just to get a handle on it. Yeah, that, taking advantage of the awkward position of those guards out front. Team Denmark has a fantastic opportunity here. All those rocks in the back of the rings. They've elected, I think they've elected to play it to the hit. Try and bring some of the, some of those red ones into play.
I'm sure part of their consideration at the moment is that they've not had too much success with their draws in the last couple, and neither of the Canadians. So maybe playing the takeout could be the safest way to get their stone into a good spot.
Yeah. Taking the ice out of it, and
well, that one's not going to be easy to remove.
no, that is a really well played stone.
What's that on?
So here's another look. Just spins off that top yellow and
It's in
right,
jail.
yeah, right into that wall of yellow stones. It's in jail with a life sentence.
Yeah.
Good hack.
Okay.
So
Board. That's too much for board.
Okay, you're really nose liner.
That's too much for board. That's got to be
Just
half.
fully across the center. Kind of weak, Kev. Hack. Okay. Yeah.
Good hack. We said. I could throw any weight, I guess, but
Oh, I like hack. Yeah. Yeah.
it's just about as easy.
So again, Canada throwing a takeout here, but not really trying to remove the red stone. It's more about getting their shooter in a good position that's line shot and hard to remove for the Danes.
Hard brains, you gotta go.
Whoa! 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 No!
that,
Tough one, Kev. Good throw. Good throw.
yeah, we talk about the odd positioning of those rocks. It's affecting the line calls, it's affecting shot outcome, but they're sweeping to hold that rock straight.
Yeah, I just wonder if it backed up a little bit there with the sweeping. It had to be ever so close to that top one, and you just wonder if that stone was as much in play, maybe they could have been throwing more weight and taking tighter ice to take that result out of the equation completely. So how costly could that be for the Canadians, I wonder? We'll just pop over to sheet B.
Scotland taking on Russia, and Scotland sitting 3. Well, Russian skip Alexei Selasov needs a draw, looking for a single point.
Altså, jeg kender afhandindlægget bedre, hvis det er. Ja, der kender jeg bare. Det er lige midt i den røde.
Yeah, of course, the first time was blanked, and facing a whole heap of red Scottish granite here. Needs to find the forfeit, and the sweepers do a great job of getting it down there. Just hangs on to put one on the board. 2 ends played, Russia 1, Scotland 0.
And on our feature sheet, Rasmus Jøn and Team Denmark have a fantastic opportunity with that miss by Kevin Cooey and Team Canada to set up their score of multiple points. looking to create some separation and get half hidden or hidden underneath the long yellow stone.
Hold fart. Køler godt nu. God retning. Super retning. Mikkel. Kun Mikkel. Kun Mikkel. Kun Mikkel. Kun Mikkel. Wow, foran.
It's a really nice shot.
You might leave a shot for 3 anyways, right?
It's way easier with the outdoor guys.
Yeah.
Not much you can do.
So the less roll, the better, right?
Well,
Except we don't want to jam either, so.
Kev. That looks easier.
yeah.
Out turn?
Oh, yeah.
You want to get one of these that is fresh?
Okay. Guess I can almost carve it into the nose like this.
You could make this without any carve. Like
Are you
it's
throwing hack?
hack, yeah.
Hack, wait. I'm
same
aiming
way
for
you
like
just
just off nose. Yeah. Like right here.
3/4.
Missed the jam.
Well, I'm sure after the first end, they wouldn't have wanted a slow second end, but just by virtue of the position of those lead stones, it's been like the skips haven't been able to do what they're automatically comfortable with and they know what to do. It's like a whole new set of positions of the stones they're facing.
Yeah, this is not a set of circumstances that I think any team would even practice for.
Clean it.
A lesson for you young skips out there, never make assumptions where the rocks are going to go. And
Whoa, whoa.
and knowing how to play them, these unique setups. Some of the best skips in the world are challenged by this position right now.
I'm trying to
They're
nose it.
real good there.
Well, Kevin Cooey wanted
With a
to make a
carve, if I had
slightly
7/8,
smaller
it touches the two.
roll with that yellow stone there.
I know, but I had a
And
shot
maybe
of mine, and I
there's an
think Kevin
opportunity
wants
here for Rasmus Stjerna
Further, isn't that
It's
as the
fine.
analysis
Deuce is
continues for the Canadians.
Yeah, that discussion with Mark Kennedy and Ben Ebert, they were talking about how to avoid giving up 3. I think 3 is still a possibility here if Denmark hits just on the inside of nose. Touches their own red in the back.
Well, Rasmus Stjerna with the final stone of the second end. Rasmus loves the big shots, and this is certainly one here. Pretty close.
A beautiful shot for 3.
Well, and out of nothing, Rasmus Stjerna pulls one out of the fire and sticks 3 on the board for Denmark. 2 ends played here. It's Denmark 3, Canada 1. Great job with the swoop in there. And sticks 3 around the 8 foot. And one of the most innocuous looking ends turns out to be really quite punishing for the Canadians.
A very crooked number. 3-1, Team Denmark leading Team Canada.
Third end, Trolls Harry leading the way for Denmark after a terrific shot by Danish skip Rasmus Stjerne, picking up a huge score of 3 in the second end to lead Canada by 3 shots to 1. And if you've just joined us, you're watching live coverage of Draw 4 here at the 2016 World Men's Curling Championship. Canada and Denmark. And our featured game, my name's Logan Gray, and alongside me, Anne Swisshelm.
In beautiful St. Jacob's Hall in Basel, Switzerland.
Go, get her over, get her over.
And certainly an interesting exchanges in the first couple of ends, Anne.
Yeah, these long guards are continuing to plague Team Canada. Getting these opening rocks into a little bit better position for Team Canada will be critical for them to make their comeback. But again, if you're going to give up 3 points, you might want to do it early in the game. Give yourself some time. The really challenging part for Team Canada is they've used a lot of their time already on these first 2 ends.
Some nice setup play there by the Danish lead, so Canada are going to come in and try and bump things around a little bit.
Not really. Line's good. Through the ring. Whoa. Hey, I hear you. Whoa.
Going to try and keep these reds hanging around, but
Whoa.
they do really need to be moved. Such was the quality of the positioning by Trolls.
Roll the shooter, roll the shooter.
Nice shot, Benny. Good shot.
Meanwhile, over on sheet C, Korea 2-0 up on Norway. And there's Torger Nergard holding the brush for Norwegian skip Thomas Ulsrud, delivering his final stone of the second end.
Looking to remove that one Korean stone from the top of the forefoot. Second man, Christopher Sva, sweeping quite hard. Now Håvard Vad Pedersen comes in for an absolutely perfect tap back and a score of 4. After 2 ends, Norway 4, Korea 2.
Just let it stop, Mark.
I am.
Back in our featured game, Denmark peeled the guard.
Looking for a corner guard out of second Brent Lang.
That's fine.
Again, a little challenging managing the speed in some of these places. Ben Ebert's guard came up very short, and Brent Lang's slips a little deep, allowing the run back double here, maybe even with the possibility of sitting on the center line. Just playing the simple run back, simple takeout.
I don't mind this.
Well, Denmark did toy with the idea of trying to peel both of those yellows, but decided to choose something a little bit less heroic in the end.
Top 4.
Wait, close.
Yeah, it's to Denmark's advantage to pull the play into the rings.
Line's good. We're there. Freeze.
We're bumping the foot.
Right off.
It'll make their shot selections easier.
Whoa. No, Benny. Dead freeze.
It's there.
Hard Benny. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey, Langer, good try.
Oh, strayer there.
That was a really good shot. Team Canada disappointed. It wasn't a perfect shot. Now this gives the opportunity for Johnny Fredrickson to play a little tick double.
Must be close. Does it go? Certainly does. Great shot there by Johnny Fredrickson.
Looking cool and confident. Throwing some great shots in the opening couple ends here.
Lots of time. Deadlock this one.
T line.
Line's good.
Line looks good.
Line's good. Looks there. Easy
Head
line.
T line.
Line's good.
Line's real good.
We're a little heavy.
Well, certainly not a lot to work with here for Canada. No guards in play.
No, but they'll take advantage of what they can. They'll try and create the back guard out of the Danish stones.
Well, just bumps a little bit, and that 6 to 8 inches separation between those two stones will just make it all the easier for Johnny Fredrickson to peel that yellow stone out. And I'm sure they'll be quite happy to see their own red go here as well. Even manages to keep it. So maybe a chance for a fourth still alive here for Denmark.
Might as well throw it up. Peel, just high.
So Team Canada looking to bail out of this end and try and generate their opportunities with the hammer in the next end.
Hard.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jeg kan godt lide 9 og så holde den, altså holde den.
Well, over in Sheet B, here's Scotland and Russia. Glenn Muirhead holding the brush. And Tom Brewster with a tricky final stone here in the third end. Having to navigate his way through a port to just score the 1 here.
Så vil jeg også godt lide det.
Certainly need to be careful here, facing 3 yellow stones. Oh, nicely done. Taps it back and rolls to the edge of the button and puts 1 on the board for Scotland. 3 ends played. Tied game.
And in our feature game, Team Denmark with a really nice opportunity to try and force Canada to a single point. That may be a little difficult, those stones lined up like that. The master of the double takeout, Kevin Cooey. After seeing Mark Kennedy's shot in the same spot, should have no trouble executing this.
Whoa. Whoa.
Other way, hard, Brent. Brent.
Whoa, whoa, guys.
Oh, jams it.
That is very unusual.
And that now looks like Denmark will just be able to draw the paint to force the 1. An uncharacteristic miss there from Kevin Cooey. Well, it's been a bit of a torrid first few ends for the Canadians. Still trying to really get a handle on this ice at the moment.
Hvor skal vi hen? Nede på 5-6 år siden. 90? Forretning, sikker maling, ret ned Ret ned Fin retning. Sikker maling. Ret ned Sikker maling. Skal have lidt forretning, Dols. Skal have lidt retning. Skal have lidt retning. Kom bare lidt til, lidt dybere. Det er godt, det er godt.
And that's a nice position.
I'm down to it.
I think he'll throw the out.
Not really. I think we just get caught in between. Easy board.
Sure.
Well, let's just cast your memories back to the second end. First stone, Kevin Cooey trying to make a play on these back stones. Was a bit of a crazy first end, really. Just gets the sweeping wrong, ticks the high guard, and sets up this opportunity for Rasmus Tjerna, and didn't he take it with both hands? Super shot.
Come on, boys, get in. Come on.
Very excited, Rasmus Stern, knowing that score of 3 is huge in this game. And with some excellent play, Team Denmark forces Canada to a single point, leaving us with Denmark 3, Canada 2 after 3 ends.
We're way out there. It might be a little stickier.
So here we are back for the first rock of the 4th end.
Mine's fine, Brent.
And this home direction, the scene of the 3-point score for Team Denmark in the 2nd end. Canada again coming up a little short of the center line, looking for a center line guard. Maybe a hair light.
Warning. Og Nico. Og Nico. Gerne 5. Gerne kun 5. Plads.
So Denmark leading by 3 shots to 2. And Canada looking a little bit uptight about the ice conditions, but at the end of the day, it's the same for both teams, right?
It is the same for both teams. And they both played the same exact draw last night. And they're both
Hard line.
the same record.
Hard line, Mark.
Real hard, Mark.
Just seems right now Team Denmark is managing the ice speed and
Just a little chisel.
Sorry, Kev. I think that's a slow one, guys. Yeah. Okay. For sure. Okay.
so talking a little bit about the rocks, when Ben Ebert says, I think that's a slow one, that might give us a little bit of the clue as to the challenges that Team Canada is facing.
Jules Harry making a good start to the tournament, 86%.
Plads lige nu. Plads lige nu. Plads lige nu. Tæt. Plads. God retning.
So Denmark can't play a takeout on those Yellowstones at this stage in the end. Of course, the free guard zone rule in place, protecting any of the opposition stones in that area between the house and the hog line. And reasonably good setup once again by the Danish lead.
You want to know times on those?
Well, we can get to the nose if you want with this, Brent.
Real close.
Well,
Brent Lang again playing just at an extraordinarily high level.
A bit too early in the week to be reading too much into those numbers, but certainly a good early indication.
Great shot, Brent. Good sweep.
Yeah, and another beautiful shot there. And that one was well managed, well thrown.
So
yeah.
Yeah, the free guard zone rules now passed into second stones, and Mikael Poulsen will be able to open things up a little bit. Didn't have a great start to the tournament yesterday, only playing 63%. He makes a 100% shot there.
Yeah, that'll help his numbers a bit.
Ryan knows it. Okay. Sit there.
And this is going to be the problem for Canada if they can't get their lead stones in the right position, is that it just makes it so much more complicated to generate a multiple score when you've got the... Oh, they don't have the last stone on this occasion, so I'll scrap that. But they really need to be so much more precise with their stone positioning without any guards in play.
Yeah, they'll be chasing all end. They'll just be chasing. And, you know, that shot there, they were fooled by the ice. They missed by an entire rock. And
That's why I curled. Plenty of weight and I was wide.
so, I mean, they were looking to hit that redstone on the nose. That is an entire rock over curl on a fairly simple nose hit when you're taking a look at it. So management of the ice, this sheet is definitely escaping the Canadian expertise at this time.
We are on the end sheet, as you can see, and it does seem to be that we do have a little bit of a kind of a straight side of the sheet and a swingy side of the sheet, so not absolutely consistent right the way across the full breadth of the sheet.
Good normal? Sure.
So they're upping their weight. They're going to take some of the ice reading out of the shots. So instead of throwing weights like board or hack, the down weights, they're going to throw a little more secure weight, normal. Maybe 8 seconds, 8.5 seconds between the hog lines.
Well, it kills both of those redstones at the back of the house. Johnny Fredrickson playing 88% in his first game yesterday as Denmark cruised to a 7-1 win over USA in their first outing of the week. Well, these two redstones starting to get closer together for the Canadians, where they can maybe make a double takeout later on.
Yeah, I think just nice patience here. And there'll be no double takeout on the Canadian stones with the Danish stone sandwiched in between.
Gotta go hard. Gotta go hard. Hard, Brent! Hard! Hard!
Well, doesn't manage to stick on the nose and actually slides underneath that shot stone on the tee line. Well, I think Denmark will be quite happy with the scoreline at the moment and don't really need to take too much risk. They have control of the scoreboard at the moment. with a one-shot lead and the last tone, so wouldn't expect to see anything too adventurous.
No, and this the call of the takeout.
Okay, John. Nok været bedre lige på en.
Well, it was always going to be difficult not to leave a double takeout there.
Strength the double, eh?
Yeah, they did have the option to draw.
Oh, I'm not just. Oh. Strength the double, too.
Kevin Cooey 83% as the Canadians beat Finland in their first outing yesterday. Well, makes a lovely double takeout after a couple of misses in the last end. And all of a sudden Canada looking good to force here in the fourth.
Yeah, that'll give them a little bit of life. Just nicely executed. Simple double takeout. Create some separation on their rocks.
Good sweep, guys. Så tager vi en. Ellers så tager vi en. Vi laver dobbelt. Drengene kan godt lide dobbelt, Johnny. Kan du lide den? Spil den i.
Come up a hair, hey?
Fire eller sådan noget ude, men.
Rasmus Charna 84% in his first game. And looks like he's going to try and play a takeout here to try and keep a blank on the cards here.
Yeah, they're working hard for this double takeout, and much like the Canadians did in the third end, they jam it.
Then he's at least taken one, right? I mean,
I like that, Kev. You want to bite the 8? Full 12?
yeah, it's somewhere.
Okay.
Once we're in, it's all line.
Top 8 right in front of it. Top 8 right in front of it.
I like top 12.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like seeing them draw.
Sure. Top 8 or top
Deeper
12.
you go, the more likely he is to hit.
I think it's same as draw to the button, Kev. I think it's 13 and a half seconds.
A little quicker than draw.
No,
No,
definitely
I
not.
think that's max spread.
Yeah, to get
Like
across.
shade last.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kevin Cooey just going to toss another one into the rings here, but ideally they'd like to put it in line with the one that they already have there. Just as something extra to navigate for
I think so.
Rasmus' last stone of the end.
So, come on.
Yeah, it requires a
Come on, come on, come on.
perfect double takeout and
Gotta go. Park. Gotta go.
still ensures the force.
Gotta go. Never stop. Get right in front of it. Go, go.
Yeah, it looks like an easy shot, but it's one of those ones that if you make it really good, then you might get a really simple steal out of it. So
Yeah,
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Good scrub.
well
great
executed.
sweep. Great sweep. Couple of really nice team shots there to maybe move the momentum for Team Canada.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, nice. Come on, boys. Come on, Langer. Come on, Langer. That's good. That's good. That's good. Good scrub. Good job, boys. Good job, Kev. Kan I lide den?
Yeah, that was
Send
a lot of
ind i 6. Er bedre end...
positive communication there between members of Team Canada. Just needed a little bit of energy. So, Rasmus Stern looking for the double takeout.
Set. Whoa.
Well, he's certainly thrown a bit of heat here.
Yeah, that is a rocket. And makes it perfectly for a score of a single point to take a 2-point lead,
Good shots, Kev.
4-2 after the fourth end.
Sorry, I didn't know my one rock was 20 feet fucking slow. I had no idea. Sorry. Good for us, guys.
Vi bare, altså, så må vi bare spille, hvis det er, du tror. Jeg ved, det er fint, at du ikke var klar. Det var nok, der var nok en årsag, men det var...
Final end of the first half, Trolls Harry
Six.
leading for Denmark, and Denmark leading Canada by 4 shots to 2. It's been quite an entertaining first half, lots of stones in play, and certainly quite intriguing as well. Both teams facing quite a few struggles along the way.
Lead Ben Ebert had a little bit of difficulty managing his pair of stones. He said he wasn't quite aware that it was 20 feet slow. It may have been a bit of an exaggeration, but having a stone that's slow really does mess with you. And
well, as soon as you let that one go, he knew he hadn't given it enough. Can they get it over the hog line even? Wow. Oh, you don't expect that from an Olympic gold medal winning lead.
no, it's a very unusual miss.
Well, and I think for Denmark at the moment, until Canada can sort this out, they need to make hay while the sun shines.
Yeah, put as much pressure on the Canadian team as possible. Trolls Harry has had no problem putting rocks into good positions, power positions, every end.
Hurry, boys, hard! Hard!
And again, 2 really good stones.
You can go either way.
So again, because Canada can't get their stones, their lead stones in the right spot, then Canada are having to get a little bit creative. And now is trying to use the stones in the house as guards.
Whoa, whoa,
Well, that is an end to forget for Canada.
Wow.
For the lead, Ben Hebert. 1 short of the hog line and 1 through the house.
Yeah, he's going to have to find a way to love those stones. Gonna have to find a way.
It generally is the job of the lead as well to manage those bad stones, isn't it, Anne?
Yeah, you may be throwing the same exact shots every end, but you're usually facing a mismatched pair, if there is one out there. And again, Ben Ebert, one of the world's great leads, is having an unusual experience.
Well, it could well just be the case that Canada are going to have to bail here in the 5th end already and try and get some better setup in the 6th and 7th ends. This is just not happening for them at the moment. Well, Mikael Poulsen didn't quite get his guard in the right spot there, and maybe that does open the door slightly for the Canadians.
That's a pretty good spot. His guard may not have been in a perfect spot, but with that hit and roll, makes the most out of the guard positioning and complete command of the forefoot.
Yeah, at the most, that's close. Perfect.
Like that?
Yeah.
We get a look in at Scotland, Russia in the 4th end on the right side of your screen. This is the last rock. Russia has a chance to play a little run takeout for 5. Looks like it would be for 5.
Yeah, already lying 2 in there, but if they could ever get that redstone out the back door somewhere, then it's going to be at least 4, you would think.
Yeah, the entire end, the Russian team has had the Scottish team in a very challenging position. Tom Brewster, skip of Team Scotland, had to play a hit and roll off his own stone to even get that rock in the back of the forefoot. And well executed for a score of 4 points and a lead after 4, 5-1. Team Russia over Team Scotland.
Yeah, and wouldn't Russia love to win that one to join Scotland at 2-1?
It would be a pretty big move on the leaderboard, even though we're very early in the round robin.
Normal?
Normal, yeah.
You want to go this way?
Sure.
Actually, we know what this does. It's fairly straight.
Normal weight.
Like that?
Get ready here, Benny. Yeah, gotcha.
So, Canadians facing really excellent rock placement by the Danish team, looking at making another double and another double and another double, end after end with their back end rocks.
Well, makes the double and does manage to cover a piece underneath the guard.
Yeah, it puts the shooter in a really great position, forcing the Danes to the run.
Yeah, the problem for the Danes at the moment is if they did hit what they can see of that yellow stone, then it will be directed onto their own red stone in the T-line, so needing to try something a bit more adventurous and run the guard in.
Oh, and it just ends up being an outstanding shot with full separation of the 2 red stones in the rings. But it does provide an opportunity for Canada, having ticked the red stone behind the tee line, and the shooter there rolling to a corner.
Belt there. I don't think so, Mark. Easy. Weight's good. Belt there. Okay, we're there.
Out. Lots of room. Heavy.
The elusive draw weight.
Hard, Benny.
Team Canada remains so.
Nu skal du bare pile garden, og så lære ham med. Kan du lige bare vippe den ind, men det er også et svært skud. Vi skal tage en hurtig beslutning. Jeg skal bare pile den der. Kan du lide den? Det er bare dumt at klippe den over i der, men det gør jeg heller ikke. Jeg synes, det er godt, Kals. Han spiller det der frøs der. Pile garden. Jeg kan godt lide den, men altså. Og så skal han lave den der jerndøde dobbelt, ikke? Ja.
Denmark looking to put this stone in a place that really, I think, takes away that draw. Oh, he's looking to peel the corner guard. Oh, I like this call. Need to work on my Danish.
Well, I think regardless of where Denmark placed a stone there, then they were always going to leave a freeze option around the corner guard for Kevin Coué. So certainly a very defensive call, but still looking in good shape here to force the Canadians just to score 1 here and take a lead into the halftime break.
Get a look at the ice speed time.
Line's good. Definitely room.
For the skip's first
Ben,
stone.
sweep it a little. Want to freeze the back? Sweep it a little bit.
Can't mark. Back to the back.
Okay, freeze the back then.
That's what I'm playing. Freeze the back.
Yep.
Get it by.
Go ahead, Langer, you're
Stay
by.
for second.
Freeze it. Freeze it.
It's gotta be second.
And it does hang on for second.
Something. Gives us a chance. Pick up. Okay, cool. Gives us a chance.
So that yellow does just rear up in time to lie in second shot position, but should be a reasonably straightforward job for Rasmus Stjernen just to split the 8 foot here to lie to.
Samme sted som den lå før. 80.
Yeah, make sure you don't put these rocks in a position that the double is easy for 2. That you force Canada to that single point. Get that hammer back. Post break for the 6th end.
Indlæg 7, boys. Kanonretning. Kør retning. Kør dybden. Kør dybden. Ned 7, Ming. Ned 7. Perfect line. Perfect line.
And the Danish team is having no trouble with their draw wave.
They haven't put a foot wrong really in the first half. Another 5 ends like that from Denmark, and it'll be tough to see how Canada can turn this one around.
Yeah, I mean, the good news for this is the scoreboard is still tight. Executing on this shot, you're down by 1, 5 ends left, but the Canadian team really needs to get their head around their rocks, the ice, and what's going on, and use all their skills and experience in order to pull out the win. And they're going to need to just make a ton more shots in that second half.
And the shot selection here from Kevin Cooey really demonstrates to me the struggles that they've had with the stones and the ice. I think you'd see him play and draw if he was completely confident. And that's why over curls and doesn't make the nose hit. It's a steal of 1 for Denmark. And Denmark have been good value for this lead. Play some really great stuff here in the first half. Perhaps a big upset on the cards here in draw 4. Denmark stealing 1 in the 5th end to lead Canada by 5 shots to 2.
And taking a look back in the first end, lots of rocks in play, lots of time spent thinking through the options. Team Denmark needs to play a double tap to put a rock into the full 4-foot, looking for shot stone, comes up just a hair light, and after a measure, Canada steals an opening point. And moving to the second end. After some miscues early on Leeds rocks for Team Canada and some excellent rock placement by Team Denmark throughout the end, Rasmus Stjernen executes a wonderful run back takeout to score 3 points. And after a perfectly placed draw by Rasmus Stjernen to split the house, leaving no double, Team Canada is looking for a simple hit and stick for their single point. And with the roll out too far, Denmark steals one to take a 5-2 lead into the break. Looking to update Norway and Korea. Korea needing a piece of the forefoot in the 5th end to tie this game up 5-5 with Team Norway. Front end for Korea, taking good care of their skip stone. As it comes to rest, full 4, and takes the point, ties the game. And look at our other sheets. Scotland, 2-0 coming into this game, down 5-1 to Russia after the 5th end. Korea, 5-5 with Norway. And the United States playing the 5th end with Finland, up by 1 point.
Den rammer jeg aldrig, og så er patent på ret fejl tidligt. Kom igen. Fokus, fokus.
A very happy Danish team taking some nice, good, positive energy into the break. The Canadians running through.
Just hang in there. Get a break. Snag a 3. All good. All good.
Running through their frustrations a little bit. Refueling, resetting.
Getting better.
And the percentages tell the story of the game. You've got the Danes playing at a bit of a higher percentage and definitely outrunning the Canadians with rock placement and shot making.
Okay, bare lad den dø. Længden er det vigtigste. Bare den er okay.
Well, welcome back. We're underway here in the second half. If you've just joined us, you're watching live coverage of the 2016 World Men's Curling Championship, live from St. Jakobshalle in Basel in Switzerland. My name is Logan Crane, alongside me and Swiss Helm, calling draw 4 here. Denmark against Canada, and perhaps an upset on the cards. Denmark leading Canada by 5 shots to 2.
Yeah, the line score really says it all. Denmark able to make some excellent shots, score the big 3-point end in 2, and generate the steal in 5. Up by 3 points. And the first time we've seen Trolls Harry not have real good rock placement. His first stone slipping to the back of the house here in the 6th end.
Trolls Harry certainly winning the battle at lead, though.
Oh, yeah, we've just seen some extraordinarily challenging situations for Ben Hebert. He's discussed a very mismatched pair of stones in regard to distance.
Speed should be good here.
Well, I just wonder at halftime whether the Canadians might have discussed changing Ben Hebert's stones and actually moving them up for takeouts, because they just couldn't afford to continue wasting ends the way they have been by not getting their lead stones in the correct position. They couldn't even get a single stone in the free guard zone or in play in the last end, and that just isn't conducive to overturning a 3-shot lead deficit.
Good shot, Benny. Good shot. Nice, Ben.
Yeah, finding a way to share that stone is one of the tactics that front ends can use. It would have to be used by Brent Lang. You wouldn't want to let that slow stone slip into the back end rocks at all. And in this situation, when you're down, you may not be hitting at second stones. So someone's going to have to deal with it. You only get 8, and you got to throw all of them. So
Denmark, with their 3-shot lead, you'd expect to see them play quite defensively, and corner guard comes off. Brent Lang, 88% for the game.
Line's fine. Where are you?
2/3.
Oh, just clean. Just clean.
Just clean
A little
it.
bit. No, Benny, no, not you. Just keep going, Mark. Never off. Okay. It's good, good, good.
Shot, Brent.
Well, just as this end develops, you're probably going to see some kind of cat and mouse here a little bit. The Canadians will just keep tossing guards up, and Denmark will keep peeling them off. And the Canadian tactic here is just to run the Danish stones down a little bit, give them less opportunity to clear things up in the house.
yeah, and the Canadians are set up nicely for 2 points at this point. If things continue, they should have an opportunity to finally put that crooked number up on the scoreboard. Pull within 1.
Easy.
Similar.
Weight's good. Stay with it.
A foot higher, Kev.
Okay.
And if that should happen, I think we can point to Trolls Harry's first misplaced stone of the whole game.
Shot, Brett.
Good shots, Brent.
So as we take a look in on sheet D, United States playing Finland. Aku Kauste, skip of Team Finland, playing the counterclockwise draw into the 4-foot, looking for a score of 2. Polyamis making that stone curl a little bit, getting the right line.
No, we like the guard.
Coming down into the 4-foot. Nicely thrown.
Yeah, and after 5 ends there, it's Finland 4, United States 3. How different it could have been. John Schuster missed a glorious opportunity in the 4th end to put a multiple score on the board. 3, maybe even 4.
Yeah.
Only managed to get the single, and all of a sudden they're trailing at halftime.
Yeah, the good news for Team USA, they've got that hammer in the even ends, and they're going to try and make use of it here. But back in our feature game,
Good sweep, guys.
the game of cat and mouse.
Det skal du være fræk at spille den der.
Den dernede er den, han skal af med, hvis der er.
Men hvis I selv, du laver
Well,
den
I
der,
think
så
the
får du ikke den der
consideration
ud, så
here
kan
for
jeg
the Danes
stadig
is
get
that they don't want to give an easy 2 straight back to let Canada back into this game.
Yeah, they know that that might be the thing that changes the momentum.
Hvis han kan lave dobbelt, så får han 2 alligevel.
Det er det, hvis du kommer ned med fryset, så piller han dobbelt ned her. Ligger der og der. 2 gule. Altså, han skal smide 100% perfekt frys. Eller hvad?
Det er fint, lad os tage det.
Du må have den åben til at pille den ene af.
Ja, ja.
Well, decision made, and I'm going to stick with the defensive call here.
Han skal spille perfekt frys, hvis han kan have den.
I think although they don't want to give up 2, they certainly don't want to bring more than that into the equation. Johnny Fredrickson having a super game, 89%.
Really steady, really easy performance here so far.
Lang. Hold on.
And 2 of the best words a sweeper can ever hear: clean, clean, at the end of a shot. Again, more easy
It's
execution.
gonna be like the way this is now. This is he can rip it out, but I mean, if you made that real good, I don't hate it, Mark. And if you do something like this, right?
Yeah.
If you chip off as long as we keep it a little high.
I see what you're thinking. And if he ever played the freeze, you could almost play a little hit here and sit second, third, and fourth.
It depends if this is really
good.
I don't hate this either, though. That's probably we're getting a deuce.
Okay, let's do that then.
But I like playing it into it with like hack.
Good hack, okay. Okay, I like this shot.
Whatever. You guys like this?
Yeah, sure. Roll right in front of it. Give him a teaser anyway. Yeah, you need a miss, so. I'm throwing good hack. Just a little more.
Good hack as opposed to bad hack.
Yeah, they use that phrase a lot, good, and I think they just mean positive, for sure, throwing hack.
Solid hack.
Certainly not any lighter than that. So 82% for the game and the week for Mark Kennedy. We'll want to try and keep this Yellowstone in front of their yellow one at the back of the house. So that makes the double takeout all the more difficult.
Good sweep.
Du skal gå ligesom et pil i den ende, der gav en. Ja. Ikke? Du skal kun lige fædre den, så se om du kan leve den ud.
Well, I think Rasmus will be trying to remove his own redstone at the back of the house here. That's causing him a problem. And then maybe he'll get a fly with the last one.
Yeah, that he'll have an open chance at a double with the last one.
Klar til at tage den.
Rasmus Stjarne, 80% for the game. Played some super double takeouts along the way. Can he get another one here? He cannot. Just rolls away.
Det var lidt for sikkert, så.
Yeah, Kevin's going to get a chance to put that right back in front.
Space, like, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter.
Here is tough to get them both. Really tough.
Yeah, I'm not worried about.
You're trying to keep both
getting three.
Okay, well, let's be in this vicinity, and as long as we're right in line with it, this two doesn't go. The one doesn't go anywhere.
Right in line, do a sliver across. Right. So let's go off that one of mine that ended up
was right here,
and we ended up right about here. Right. So give me. I think we can go edge of 8, don't you?
Okay. Okay, that's real close.
It's time for Canada to execute a draw. It really is. This is the point in the game that they need to take command of this opportunity. A well-placed stone will guarantee the score of 2, and if Denmark has a miscue on the takeout, potentially set up 3.
I quite like the discussion there between Kevin Cooey and Mark Kennedy, because Kevin Cooey doesn't seem particularly at his most decisive, and he's maybe a little bit negative, but you can see Mark Kennedy chipping away at him with positivity and saying, no, this is what we need to do. If we put it there, it's going to put us in a great position, and it's really decisive and it's clear. And for me, that's only going to have a positive effect on the skip.
Keep going. Keep going. Good. Stop.
Good, Kev. I think. Good shot.
That's good.
Yeah, get it back. Good throw. Can't make it that way. There's no shot.
Se om du slår den ned, så løber du.
Well, I think Rasmus is going to have a tough job getting both of these Yellowstones away.
Yeah, it made your next one.
9 at blive lige foran.
So it looks like they're just going to play a quiet way to take out and maybe try and leave their shooter in front.
Sit in front and force Canada to navigate around their own stone in the back.
Well, played it a little bit safe in the end.
Yeah, they did.
Fint nok, Johnny. Vi kan ikke tillade os at sække 2-3 her.
Nej.
They left Kevin an open takeout in the last end as well. So
Mikael Poulsen trying to make a curl there, sweeping with the curl.
Yeah, just don't baby it.
This one for tight or no? Probably throwing control at this. What's that ice for? Good control?
Good. Controlled and nothing softer.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
I don't think it goes as hard in the middle here.
No, I think that's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Good control right there.
a huge opportunity here for
A
Canada.
little heavy. Whoa. Frank, get ready.
Clean it, clean it. Clean it, you're fine. Ben, easy, just clean. Clean it.
Clean, Benny. Clean. Clean, guys. Clean. It's perfect. Great throw, Kev.
Well, even the simplest of shots seem difficult for Canada at the moment, but they get the job done there and close the gap on Denmark. Put 2 on the board for Canada.
Shot, Kev, that boy.
It's Denmark 5, Canada
Nice
4.
shots, Benny. Nice freeze.
Good job, guys. Lots of game.
Feels like when I'm sliding out, it's pushing against me. You're good. Okay. 2/3. Yeah.
And we're back for the 7th end of our feature matchup.
Okay.
Team Canada playing Team Denmark. Sorry about that. And
Mark, come on.
Team Denmark has last stone advantage here in the 7th end and a 1-point lead.
Go, Mark. Okay, whoa.
Yeah, straightforward deuce for Canada in the 6th end, and just shows the difference it makes when you can get your lead stones in play.
Yeah, and it was a it was a long time coming for Team Canada. It felt very much an uphill battle that entire first half. Rock placement was difficult for Team Canada, and it came seemingly very easy for Team Denmark.
Well, Troels Harry has had a good game, but just lost his weight a little bit in the 6th end and was really punished by Ben Hebert, but seems to have rediscovered that top 4 weight.
Belt over. Belt over. Air rooms. No. Line's okay.
No, can stop for everything.
Line's good, though. Good job, Ben.
I think that probably is what's happened at the halftime break, isn't it? And what we said, that they've maybe just changed their way of managing the stones a little bit and thought that they'll just pass the really slow stone up for takeouts later in the end.
Yeah, just give their lead a chance to groove the speed of the ice and take command early in the end.
Yeah, sometimes you just get one absolute stinker of a stone and you would love to just take it off the ice and replace it with another one. But you have to play with what you're given, unfortunately. Well, another nice draw around by Trolls Harry. Leaves a little bit of a stagger in those two red stones, so we'll see Canada try and draw behind. A great look at all the action here in the St. Jacobs Halle.
Just a beautiful venue.
Yeah, the venue's used for all sorts of events, including tennis tournaments, so really is a multi-use venue.
No, just chisel. Yeah, no, just make a little pocket. Throw, Brad.
Tough one, Brent. Do that good.
For those of you out there who might be ice makers, you'll be interested to know that it's really quite warm in here, and dehumidification's a real issue in here. We've got some of the biggest dehumidifiers I've ever seen around here.
Working in the corners, and some of the best ice makers in the world, with Hans Wuthrich, the head ice maker, and Stefan Roethlisberger, the deputy head ice maker. They are working really hard to provide the most excellent conditions possible for this World Championship.
So a lovely hit and roll there by Mikael Poulsen, spreads the reds. And Denmark lying 3 with the last stone here in 7th.
Yeah, the good news for Team Canada is that setup along the center line. If they can ever get a rock behind all of that granite, they're going to be in a good position to steal or force Denmark to a single point.
Back 4. Weight's good. Go. Through. Yep. Back 4, guys. Back 4. Back 4. Weight's good. Back 4. Hurt. Whoa.
Benny at the end. Get it back.
Go. Benny, you're not heavy. Go. You're not heavy. Go. Get it. Go.
What a beauty.
Well,
That's a great shot.
couldn't have done it better from the near hack. Perfectly drawn there.
Yeah, and really well placed. You can look at the challenge they've got now. That's a couple rocks away from getting that Canada stone off the back forefoot.
Yeah, that Yellowstone's quadruple guarded at the moment.
Yeah, and for the first time, I think you can hear a little stress and pressure in Rasmus Stjern's voice. Mikael Poulsen makes the single peel. Kevin wants to have a little bit of a chat about this situation. Make sure everyone's on the same page.
Oh, 2 shots, right? High guard or coming tough to make.
I think he's going to draw if you throw a high guard.
Well, then we got to go in there first. Are we okay with that? Where can his draw be that's really good? On the tee line half there.
Anywhere.
Anywhere? Well, you got some in-off action, don't we? Not much.
Tough. Not to where he is. What do you think, Brent? It's just tough to count on making it.
Well, the draw has to be perfect or we're in big trouble. Yeah. The fact that he's drawing might be a good chance to force him. If I bring another one in the rings and he happens to make something.
Got 4.
Yeah. I think we guard.
One more guard.
Like that. You want to guard over here at all?
I like it right in front, Brent.
Why? Then if he makes the draw, we have no shot if he makes it good.
Okay.
If we're here and
He
we
might-
can run
he might-
this, we might be able.
I'm worried if it's too far over here and high.
And he
might
runs
have-
it, it might come back in and stick.
I'm just thinking he just peels the center.
Well, then we can
That's
always put
fine.
it
It's
back.
still buried behind the cue.
I think we don't want to curl too much, but it's.
Yeah.
Wants it right
Turn
here.
you like.
Wants it right here.
What turn you like?
At the most.
Just across center.
Brent Lang just seems
one.
the most comfortable player on Team Canada right now. All of his participation is very even, very measured, very thoughtful.
I don't love the weight right now, guys.
This looks heavy.
Yeah.
Line's okay.
Needs to stop.
I think you want to leave it then.
No.
Okay, Mark.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, not bad. En gul, en rød.
Okay, so just puts the guard back up, and
Skal være til 10-line, boys. Ja.
looks like Denmark choosing to come around and try and make the freeze. Well, this is really a must make. And they're choosing to come on the out turn here. Looks like it might set up a little bit more naturally for the in turn.
Yeah, but this was the line that Trolls Harry played with his first stone in the end, so they should know the line and have good input on the weight. Hair heavy, but Team Denmark's quite happy with that.
Back 8, back 12, Mark, at the most.
Benny,
This is not
I think the red one's the problem.
terrible. I think you want to move it a sliver.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you might not even get to use it. Yeah, well, hopefully not. Back 8, Mark.
Back in.
Look like lots.
Little less. Yeah, I like less too.
Well, Mark Kennedy just going to try and move this red stone in the T-line, just try and bump it back a couple of feet. Try and create a pocket for this yellow stone to be difficult to be removed by the Danes. Oh, perfect shot.
Oh, that was just an excellent shot.
There really was not a lot of margin for error there for Mark Kennedy.
Another look at that. Just past this guard, and then just past the rock in the top 8.
Beautifully done.
Rolig plads. Plads. Klar, Mikkel. Ren dog. Mikkel klar. Mikkel. Hard. Kør. Okay, Johnny.
Well, it does enough to squeeze a yellow out of there and somehow wiggles it between those two stones on the other side of the sheet.
There is a lot of Danish granite in the rings. As we take a peek in on United States, Finland, the last stone in the 6th end. USA skip John Schuster. Counterclockwise draw to the 4-foot. Needing full 4, or a good chunk of the 4-foot. Front end Matt Hamilton and John Landsteiner. Heads up. Now the brush is down and going.
Okay.
Take care of Team USA's stone quite nicely for a score of 2 and to take the lead back 5-4 after 6 ends.
Well, back in our featured game here is Kevin and Kui delivering the in-turn draw. As you said, Dan, quite a few red stones building up around the house, but if they could ever get a good draw around here, then it'd be difficult to see them coming into play at the end of the end. Well, makes the freeze on their own yellow to lie to. Would have potentially just like that. Maybe just 18 inches shorter.
Yeah, just a little bit higher. They were calling back 8 at a certain point. Right there, actually. Wow, look at that finish. Just a ton of curl right at the end. Not even close to the guards, and then absolutely perfectly buried. This gives Denmark a chance to play off their own red one.
Ellers skal du bare fryse den nu, Johnny. Hvad hvis du bare fryser den her? Hvis du bare lægger den dernede nu? kommer han med en til igen i samme hjørne. Ja, okay. Derfor jeg gerne vil have, at du ligger her.
Du kan ikke lige gå til den der dobbelt lige noget, men?
Der er ingen grund til det. Den har du en chance for at komme ind og lægge.
Det er halv sten, Johnny.
Så hvis du rammer der, så ligger du her.
Ja. Vi skal ind og se, om vi kan lægge med skotten.
Ja.
Så vi presser ham lidt, ikke?
Ja.
Jeg tror, den løber lige så lige som den anden ende. Ja. Den løber lige så lige her.
Well, here comes another rocket from Rasmus.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit of timing. We'll see how fast he's throwing this.
Well, it gives it a bit of hot sauce on the release.
Yeah, there's a lot of momentum on this rock. He's going to move some granite.
Come on, Johnny boy.
Amazing that he's so accurate throwing it that hard.
Yeah, at absolutely 6 seconds between the hog lines. A lot of power.
Well, back over on sheet B. Here's Alexei Selusov with his final stone here in the 6th end. Another really animated skip that's out there this week. And absolutely nails the run back to score 3 for Russia. And it looks like Russia is going to take this one here and draw 4. Only 6 end played, but Russia 8, Scotland 2.
I'd rather him shoot. I know that.
Don't ask him. Don't ask him. Just make a decision.
That's my only thing, right?
I know that I'm not extremely comfortable with the outturn side right now.
Where to put the broom.
It's a very telling line by
Yes, we can finish it, but I'm not.
skip
I'm not
Kevin Cooey.
Sure what this does out here.
Not sure where to
what
put the
he'd
broom in the 7th end.
Okay, I feel like this.
No, I like, but you tell me how to throw it. We've thrown.
Oh, you're just not sure where to throw it.
Well, have we seen? We haven't seen anything here.
But I think, guys, we can, with the broom,
As
we
long
can
as
throw,
we.
we can throw aggressive.
Yeah, I'm thinking hack weight.
Yeah, because if you've nosed it with hack, like that, if
Wow.
you tickle that.
That's not great.
It's either it's.
gotta roll
I got to
under.
make it pretty good, or else.
I'm not worried about rolling under.
Let's make it with good hack.
Yeah, hack weight.
That's plenty of weight to make it clean.
What?
That's a lot of weight to make the roll clean, that's all.
Yeah, but you need the weight in case we need the help.
Agreed.
Here we go.
Think that little?
Does Kevin think the intern draw the buttons easier? I don't.
So you're thinking just hack, or?
I'm thinking hack. I like that for hack weight. Pretty cool.
I don't remember any shots out here, eh? You guys?
Oh, that's just a lot of doubt. A lot of doubt.
Well, Kevin Cooey just asking his players if they've seen any shots down this line. Johnny Fredrickson threw one down here just a couple of shots ago, so you can, of course, learn from the opposition stones as well. There's no rules against that.
No, it definitely helps. This looks like
Clean.
a little heavy.
Whoa, whoa, Ben, whoa, never. Clean. Gonna have to go, Brent. Brent, hard. Yep, go now. Gotta go. Gotta go. Whoa, no.
Oh, perfect shot here by Team Canada. Manages to steer it past that back yellow and rolls one onto the pot lid.
Yeah. Outstanding command of a situation that they did not have 100% confidence in.
Gotta go. Whoa, no. Der tænker jeg bare, her er der både den der og direkte ind i den.
Well, Rasmus is lining up the circus shots.
Altså, indlæg til -1, det er mega svært også jo, altså.
Hvad føler du mest for, Ras?
Altså, det er jo mod Canada, der er en, der kan sidde i til 4, så.
Nej, der er 4.
Ej, det var en joke. Men hvis du rammer der, og kan ramme den der.
So the bench.
Og den der måske.
Hvad siger du?
Yeah, and the red clock running there at the top, of course, is the Danish clock. Just nearing 10 minutes.
Altså, hvis vi kan lave et, så er
And
det jo bedre.
I think the Canadian clock said under 8 minutes
Spørgsmålet er, om Johnny, hvad med
for
bare den der
3
quiet way? Duk,
ends.
duk, duk.
They're gonna have to play pretty quickly.
Er du bange for, at vi giver
They're
3
definitely going to feel the pressure of the time
Det
clock.
tror jeg nemlig ikke, du gør. Jeg tror, hvis du spiller den henover,
du bare spiller en 10 eller sådan noget.
Du er ikke begge to ud hernede.
Men du skal ikke have begge to ud, du skal bare have den til en. Det er bare run, stick it. Jeg drager nemmere, det kan jeg da ikke.
Kan du komme ind og drage?
Ja, så sagtens kom det.
Okay, fint. Fint.
Ikke drage.
Jeg tror, vi skal have gule, ikke? Johnny skal nok også lige en, jeg kan sigte.
Nej, jeg skal heller ikke have den gule.
Everybody needs a brush. That's our overhead view.
Altså, 10-line til -1, så er vi stadig i kampen. Ja. Ikke? Hvad skal jeg fra?
Well, I think in the end,
They
just the draw called.
Yeah, they realize if they don't execute that in-off, that they could give up 2 points, and draw here can get them a score.
Warning. Det er langt. Warning. Gå hurtigt. Warning. Klar. Det er hurtigt. Tæt an der. Tæt.
Det er langt, John.
Tæt, Jan. Yes.
So needs to find the forefoot as a minimum.
Mikkel. Hårdt.
Well,
Oh, just heavy.
yeah, I don't know if he was trying to tap it or do something there, but they needed to, the absolute minimum requirement there was to find the forefoot, and that's a huge steal of 2 for Canada. And you feel like they're just starting to move through the gears now.
Yep, they're picking up their confidence. They're definitely picking up their execution. And with that miss by Rasmus Stern, they pick up a steal of 2 and take a 1-point lead into the 8th end.
Okay, 2 in. Yeah. Sure. Blank skin. Yeah.
You're watching live coverage of the 2016 World Men's Curling Championship, coming to you live from the St. Jakobshalle in Basel, Switzerland. Our featured game here in Draw 4, Denmark-Canada. And Canada leading Denmark by 6-5 after back-to-back deuces in the 6th and 7th end. And with that big miss with Rasmus Stern's last stone there in 7, all of the good work in the first half really undone, hasn't it?
Yeah, and that was the difference there on those Leeds rocks. The solid positioning on Leeds rocks by Ben Ebert, and capitalizing on all of those guards, and the staggered freeze set up by Denmark of their own stones allowed Team Canada enough protection to set up the steal, and then Rasmus Stern coming up a little bit heavy on that last draw.
Yeah, okay, Mark,
Allowed the steal of 2. I'm looking at the percentages there. Ben Ebert at 75%. This game may end up being it's not how many you make, but when you make them type of situation.
That's fine, Benny. Doesn't hurt.
Still having a little trouble with management of those stones.
Well, Denmark are going to just ignore the 2 yellow stones in the house at the moment and try and make a play around the corner guard. I think we're going to see a pretty slick last few ends here from both teams. Neither of them particularly blessed with time, so.
Yeah, and
Sure.
the team quickly agreeing.
3/4.
Okay. It looks like half
you
a
can
rock,
be
boys.
thinner than 3/4, Brent.
Okay.
You can be 2/3 here all day.
It's so good on his broom. You got it.
So this is a bit of scoreboard management here by the Canadians.
Yep, yep.
Almost trying to blank the 8th end here. Well, and that's not what was required there. Maybe rushing a little bit, Anne?
Yeah, potentially. You know, there's a lot of 2/3, 1/2 chatter that I don't know that the front end or the throwers needed to have. But that's the side of the sheet that Kevin didn't have confidence setting the broom down in end 7. So here we are in end 8 and potentially just not enough ice. Brent may have thrown that one beautifully.
Well, lovely coming around there as we look at the matchup at second between Paulson and Lang. And is Brent Lang leading that one? I would say Brent has been the star player for Canada so far today until that really uncharacteristic miss.
Yeah, that was his first really full miss of the game. He came hair heavy on a draw earlier, but it was usable.
Handles come right out of that one, just almost veering towards that red stone.
Making a left turn as it's driving its way to the 4-foot.
Okay. Skal bare være fart hernede rundt i. Ja. Vi kan godt tage en råd, those.
And the strategy here for the Canadians has definitely changed with that miss by Brent Lang. Forced to play a much more offensive end than they might have liked. But getting good stone positioning in there. The angles are definitely in the Canadians' favour at the moment.
But with all the traffic in front of the rings and some stones behind the tee line, there's an opportunity for Denmark.
Well, always tempting to throw a guard when you're
Fairly high. Okay, let's go.
when you've got 2 frozen on the button.
So looking to be maybe half over the center line on this guard. Not sure about the angle on the potential run.
Line looks good. Just a little over splitting center.
Just short halfway.
Okay, might have to curl that. Go a
Make
bit,
your lines
Lang.
good, guys. Pretty high.
Hard then.
Easy.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Shot, Mark.
Yeah, see the clocks ticking away in the background. 7 minutes 40 for the Redstones of Denmark and only 6:44 for the Yellows of Canada. Still 2 whole ends to squeeze into that time frame.
Yeah, they used the majority of their time clocks in ends 1 and 2, and they're going to pay for it in ends 9 and 10.
Well, Johnny Fredrickson trying to make the run here.
Okay, Johnny. Det går, Arne.
Well, actually quite a good result. Opens up those 2 yellow stones on the button, so nicely done.
Yeah, forces Canada to decide if they're all in on those stones on the button.
Same spot, same throw, exactly.
The matchup at third, very even. The edge slightly
Mine's a little tight.
to the Danish third.
Line's good.
Hard.
Line's
Hard.
good. Same way. Line's good.
Okay.
Tight, 2/3.
Doesn't have to curl.
2/3.
Doesn't have to curl.
2/3.
Hard. Gotta go. Whoa, whoa,
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep.
Yep. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Hard, hard.
Perfect, Smart.
And all in.
Get dicey, eh? It's going into something though, guys.
Ud igennem der. Ja. Helt op i pio.
Denmark really needing to get one of these stones on the button moving to give themselves any chance of scoring here in this 8th end.
Yeah, they've got to create some room in that scoring area.
Well, going for the run. Oh, super shot again here by Johnny Fredriksson. Does leave the guard, but they are lying in 2nd and 3rd position. Oh, here's another look. Controls Harry with the sweep, trying to make it curl. Runs it back and just squeezes it out the side door to lie 2nd and 3rd shot.
The Danes just do such a nice job of communication on the sweeping, using the directional sweeping to their benefit and getting the most production out of the rocks as possible.
Sliver high.
Yeah, and I've not heard any whistling today either, which is
There was a couple whistles early. Yeah, I know it's a unique sweep call, and it's a unique off call, I believe, from Skip Rasmussen.
yeah, it seems to work though. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Not sure every sweeper in the world would tolerate it, but certainly works for these guys.
Time out. Time out.
And Team Canada using their timeout.
Okay, let's go. We got to use this time. Ideally, we use this time to throw too. What are you guys thinking?
What? Benny.
On their
Benny,
5th,
Benny.
Benny, just get out here.
Scott Pfeiffer.
I think you can hit. Can you hit that in line 3?
Which one?
This one.
Over here?
No, ours.
Can he?
Can we?
I don't know what we're thinking.
My other thing we were thinking is I could freeze to this one over here. And then it eliminates the danger of him running and sitting 3 on us.
Right.
I'm wondering if we can lie 3. Can we lie 3 by doing
He's 2nd here.
Can we do this?
He's 2nd.
three?
Through that hole, no chance we playing that.
The hole's monstrous, Mark.
Not on that spot.
Not an easy shot.
I hate making something good and then he just knows
So if
him.
we freeze over there and he makes the tap back, what do we get? What do we have?
But we're still doing, but we're still,
Or bump it a foot.
but we're still fairly risk-free, right? If that's welded on there. I mean, I could maybe
is.
block this hole and how it's not easy to.
It is. You're right. You're right. I'm okay with that sitting
Like,
2
do you
over
think
there.
he can kill that?
Yes.
But
if he-
then we can easy.
Okay.
Well, I don't know.
You think nose hit this?
Freeze it, because if he knows it, he's got the run double to sit 2. If you go T-line 8 foot, it does the trick.
The freeze is better. Do you
Okay.
like that?
I'm fine with it.
What's that?
Right here.
There's a real good look. Their time clock,
Like that
10
spot,
seconds
if we could
left
make
in
this
the
perfect, we'd be
timeout.
dead.
And then that 5:25 is going to start to tick,
I mean, he
tick,
doesn't even have to make
tick.
that run perfect, right? He just has to open it up and leave us sitting one. And then
Yeah, and that was our first look at Scott Pfeiffer, of course, the 2nd player for the infamous Furby 4, 3-time world champions. He's had a haircut since then.
Yeah. It's nice to see Scott back here at the World Championships.
Oh, it didn't feel heavy to me, guys.
Line's good. Weight's good.
Line's good. Dead freeze.
Line's good.
Well, I think the Canadians know how important this shot is in the context of the whole game, not just this end. So spending a little bit more time over this one to make their decision. Choosing to make the freeze on the wing here, just as a little bit of insurance to make sure they don't lose a big end here in 8.
Yeah, and the lineup at Skip, percentage edge just to Kevin Cooey. Hammer advantage to Team Denmark. Here with the last rock in 8.
Bare 11, ikke? Bare 11.
Det kan jeg godt lide, Johnny. Så har vi hele midten åben til den næste, hvis det er. Helvede rammer rulle derovre. Så vi kan lave dobbelt stort set, men det bliver jo ikke nogen dobbelt, men det bare rammer ligge over på hjørnet af det, og så skubber vores backing af. Helvede. Hvad tænker I ud her? 60. Er klar her, Trus?
So by drawing that one to the wing, they were always going to leave the chance for Rasmus to come and make the tap back. But what they certainly didn't want to leave was a big circus shot for a big end for the Danes.
Yeah, and the tactics here, Rasmus has not made a ton of great draws. So, you know, Rasmus electing to play the hit and roll.
A lovely shot.
Beautifully played. And
Yeah, the hit, I've got to basically roll it.
So they could play the takeout on that stone just played by Rasmus, but difficult to get the separation on the yellow stones to not leave a double takeout for 2 for Denmark. So they're going to take a risk here and draw one around that centre guard. Just needs to touch the 4 to line shot position here.
yeah, sitting top of the 4. They talked about being overburied, forcing Rasmus to the other side of the ice.
Room.
These guys are worried about weight.
Lots of room.
They have backed.
Lots of room.
Stay close. I can't sweep. You're back 4. You're back 4.
Stay for shots.
Good, Kev. Good shot.
That may be a function of the ticking clock.
Low with Peel.
Just heavy right out of hand.
Hvad er det den før? Ja, den var bare op, ikke? Jeg spiller sådan 80 eller sådan noget på. 70 buer, ja.
Not just a tap back, I think, here for Rasmus. Just try and punch that yellow back a couple of feet and score the deuce.
This is essentially the same shot he just threw. He just needs a little bit less weight. He's only got to move that stone a foot.
Det er vores verden her. 70, eller er det for meget? Jeg kan godt lide her. 75. Jeg er klar her, du skal. Ja.
Oh, here we go. Final stone here in the 8th end. Just a little bit less weight from Rasmus on this one. And looking good. Never anywhere else. And it's the easiest of 2s for Rasmus in the end after a super first stone. And I wonder if Canada would make a different decision in their timeout, having seen how that all panned out in the end. And the game swings back in Denmark's favour. 8 ends played, it's Denmark 7, Canada 6.
Running. Move on. Go. Running. Running. Go. Johnny's in. Running. Running.
Ninth end, Denmark 7, Canada 6.
Tættere på det. Lidt tættere på
Two
niveau.
on the board. No, two on the board for the Danes in the 8th end after two nice out-turn tap-backs by the Danish skip. So, Anne, what's the strategy here for the Canadians here in the 9th end?
They're going to draw back house. They're looking to blank this end. And the Danes are going to put as many rocks in play, trying to force the Canadians to a single point and take the hammer back in the 10th end. Both of these teams are facing a pretty difficult challenge of a time clock issue.
Yeah, you'll see them in the hack ready to play before the opposition stones even stop, so that they can get it off as quickly as possible.
Johnny in! Johnny in!
Well, a mistake there, and it's the first time Jules Harry's really troubled that centre guard, Ben Hebert in the hack, and away, almost before the Dane stones have even stopped. Still need to get the stones in the right spot though, so still need to treat every shot with due care, and this one looks a bit hot.
I don't know if you're deep, yeah. I think you're buried. Might as well.
No, just drifts down onto the back line.
Both teams just flying through their shot selection and out of the hack.
Running. Pass. Shoot up. Pass. 10. Wow, wow, wow. Igennem lige nu. Ser meget hård ud. Kommer ned. Johnny klar. Johnny klar. Jeg kommer her. Jeg har en Johnny her. Til mig. Kom ind.
And we get a good look at the time remaining.
Work.
A little over 4 minutes and a little over 5 minutes. It should be enough.
Work. Clean. Easy. Yep. 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 Hard.
But these teams are going to make sure they have enough time by playing this 9th end at a really quick pace.
Now just a hack weight takeout here for Denmark. Obviously not willing to take too much risk. I don't think the setup is that good for the Danes to really push the button here.
Jules Harry following the whistle direction. And the gears switch. And all of a sudden we've gone from defense to offense.
Wouldn't it be great if curling was like this all the time, where there's only 10 seconds max in between shots? There's a countdown timer and then you fire it.
He's just got to go quick. You know, a little less thinking, a little more execution. Not a bad thing sometimes. Playing at a pace can really help a team.
Well, we've not seen too much from Sheet C this afternoon. Here's Thomas Ulsrud, the Norwegian skip. Tied game after 7 ends against Korea. A chance to put a multiple score on the board. Norway dropping a game yesterday to Scotland last evening. And nicely done by Thomas Ulsrud. Removes that back stone and puts 2 on the board after 8 ends. It's Norway 8, Korea 6. Well, back over in our featured game. Mistake from Johnny Fredrickson. Just a little bit heavy and bounces off the freeze.
Yeah, when you're fighting the time clock, you're speeding everything up. You tend to speed up everything and throw shots maybe a little bit heavy.
Gotta go. Easy, guys. Easy, Langer. Yes. Whoa.
Yep, whoa, 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 yes, yep. Gotta go,
Hard.
Brent. Gotta go.
Go, 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 go. Good shot, Mark. Got it?
Ja. Fortsætter der. 10!
So a nice hit and roll there by Mark Kennedy to lie 2 here for Canada in the 9th end.
Whoa, klar, Mikkel! Whoa! Klar, whoa! Whoa, tæt, whoa,
Certainly looks like there's going to be a score here in the 9th end.
Yeah, there's almost every single rock in play.
Well, have they misjudged this one? I think they have. Just rolled out of the 8-foot. And now Canada can sling another one in there to lie 2. Just choosing to split the rings with this one now.
Yeah, shot selection's going to be pretty basic.
Gotta go. Okay, might have to curl. No light's good. Get it here.
Come on, Betty. Come on.
Hard, Brent.
Come on.
Both of you. Go.
Come on, go.
Keep going. You gotta keep going.
Keep going, guys.
Go.
Keep going,
Keep
Leonard.
going.
Keep going. Keep going.
That's a good shot, Mark. It's a man scrub, boys.
A great shot by Mark Kennedy.
Det er en katastrofe, Johnny. Vigtigst er ned. Hvis du kan sætte den, så er det godt.
Hard, Brent.
Come on.
Both of you. Go.
Come on, go.
Keep going. You gotta keep going.
Keep going, guys.
Go.
Keep going,
Keep
Leonard.
going.
Keep going. Keep going. Det er bedre bare at lægge sådan noget.
Good shot, Mark.
Lige før vi kunne spille til armen på den, men han fik den lige præcis rundt, så vi ikke... Hvad skal vi have indlæg her? Johnny var hurtig på sin. 95. Det er et hurtigt spor her. One in. 6. One in. 7. One in. Og ned gå. Håndfart. Tæt.
So Canada split the rings, and Rasmus Stjerne now face to play a tricky draw. And goes down into that pocket, but only good enough to lie in second shot position. Just nipping over to sheet B. Russia pummeling Scotland by 9 shots to 3. Interesting to see them playing the 9th end. 6 shots down, you think you would have seen a lot of teams throw in the towel.
Yeah, and then
Chance for 3 though.
Tom Brewster with the crosshouse double takeout.
Well, makes the 3, but still trails Russia by 3 shots with 1 end to play.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Team Canada with an opportunity here to solidify that score of 3.
Okay, that's fine.
Puts Rock in a nice position, maybe even setting up
Got any air here?
possibility to get multiples.
Altså, vi må godt lige komme ned og holde.
Well, quite a nice inviting nest there for Rasmus Stjerne to lay a stone in.
He's going to need to find his draw weight, and I know he's got backing, but he's going to need to throw this to his sweepers.
One in.
Well, I think it's a little bit heavy for so they're sweeping this to try and make it curl. Can they get it over far enough? Well, they do enough to make shot position, but they were just going for a dead freeze there, and they've just moved 2 stones, probably 6 feet, so drastically overthrown there by Rasmus, but gets away with it.
Is there a double available for Team Canada to score 3? Or is it just a single hit to score 3 now? Kevin's elected to play the
Hairless.
tap.
Hairless. Clean. Wall Langer.
His last stone in the ninth.
Clean it. Yep. Back 12. Clean it, Langer. Clean it.
Can't hurt it.
Everyone seems pretty happy with it.
Yeah, pretty calm.
Line's good. Right to it. Right to it. Right to it. Good shot, Kev. Good shot. Good. 2.
Well, makes the deuce. And it's pulsating stuff here in the second half. Both teams struggling for time. And it's another 2 on the board. The third of the second half for Team Canada. And they'll take a 1-shot lead coming home. Really well controlled all the way down by the Canadians. Just pushes it far enough to get those 2 yellows into shot position. And after 9 ends, it's Canada 8, Denmark 7.
Or does it simplify it because you're just going after him? No, I'm just throwing that out there. I think when you're playing. Boys, one good end here, fellas. Let's do it. All right, 2/3. Probably got to go for tight.
You're watching live coverage from the World Men's Curling Championship 2016. Coming to you live from the St. Jakobshalle in Basel, Switzerland.
Keep going, Mark.
Our featured game is Denmark against Canada here in draw 4. And it's been an entertaining afternoon. Lots of points on the board and lots of stones in play. Canada leading Denmark by 8 shots to 7. My name's Logan Gray, and with me, Anne Swisshelm. And you just can't take your eyes off it, can you, Anne?
It's just been an amazing game. Momentum switches. Denmark commanded the first half of this game, and then all of a sudden, Canada has opened up the scoring a little bit with 6 points in the second half. And we're not even over yet.
So Ben Hayward comes up a little bit short with his first one, and Trolls Harry throws the corner guard. And Canada actually going for the double center guard here. Maybe thinking they can close this one down in 10. Well, it's been an aggressive game all throughout, so why stop now?
Warning! Warning! Maniero! 6. Fast leader! Fast leader! 6. Warning! 10. Whoa, 40.
Well, just Denmark haven't quite managed to get that red corner guard wide enough, so the right-hand side of the sheet pretty much closed off at the moment. So
yeah, there is no draw available that way. Although backline weight can get through that hole.
Line looks good. On its own. Close. Through. T-line. Back 4.
Hard, Denmark. Wait,
not yet.
You gotta go, Mark.
Wait's close though. Come on.
Whoa, Benny. Whoa, just freeze.
Get to it. Easy. Good shot. That thing's not gonna last this whole round.
Tag den rød!
Great shot by Brent Lang.
Yeah, that really sets up a potential steal for Canada with that double center guard on. And Denmark will have to be just a little bit careful here.
And they're going to try and navigate that port we saw just a few seconds ago. Really curling.
Well, doesn't want to rub the guard. Just nicks it on the way by and runs right through the house. And how costly could that be for Denmark?
Can you kill it?
And look at that again. Trolls Harry working as hard as possible. And Mikkel Poulsen's rock just ticks. So the Canadian stone is away. Everything's moving as quickly as possible. Mark Kennedy leaning into this rock.
Yeah, just trying to lock down that side of the sheet completely now. Denmark really with no option but to open things up now.
Whoa, whoa, Johnny, Johnny, step, hard, Johnny, hard.
Oh, and even... Okay, so Rasmus just on spinning around there to sweep kicks another stone, so we're going to have to reposition some stones here and then work out where they would have gone. Here's another look at it. Just watch Rasmus' right foot there, just kicks that yellow center guard. And they'll try and work out where the stones would have gone.
Just was biting the line, right?
You're not going to show us?
So I guess...
Where was it, Scott?
So I guess the question is, would that stone have bumped into the yellow on the center line that Rasmus kicked? So
Biting center?
Unless point.
Unless it goes out. What's the option? Like if that can
It
go
wasn't
out,
he kicked it.
I didn't see what happened.
I think it probably would have gone underneath it.
I think it probably would have. You know, the rules of play are very clear. It is up to the non-offending team
My foot was there.
to put the stones back where they think they would have gone.
I had to move my foot. That was why I kicked
I don't
it.
think it was going to hit the one.
Do we have a choice to take it off? Do we have a choice to take it off?
On a kick
Right,
rock?
is this
It wasn't a
right
burnt
decision?
rock, it was a kick
No,
rock.
that's what we're asking if we're allowed to take it off.
You can't take it off.
No?
I don't think
Well,
so.
worlds might be different. I don't know. Did you read the rules?
I know we just can't take it off.
Wow.
It didn't hit a rock. It hit his foot.
I know that.
Is this where it was?
Worlds are different. Can you take it off?
Where's the head official?
Well, the clocks have been stopped while this is all getting
Yeah.
sorted out.
This falls under the technical timeout.
It was kicked, right? So it can't go off, right?
Serious. I don't know what else to
At
play.
least everything's bunched.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't personally see it, so tell me what.
I was stationary just in front of the yellow rock, and we were banging like a double peel on centers, and he kicked one right in, and I was moving my foot, and when I moved my foot, I kicked the yellow rock far back.
Yeah, he kicked it over
Like I
there.
kicked it to a corner, so it
So
was a stationary rock I kicked. It didn't have any influence.
no. So he's saying it can be removed or put back, but I don't think that's actually rules, but we don't know all the rules over here.
This side's not good either.
It's not terrible.
That rock he kicked over to that side.
But it was never hit by a running rock. It was only me that kicked it with my foot.
Was it going to be hit by any stone? It was very
No.
much different.
No.
Okay. So it's a stationary stone. Okay. You replace it. Where it goes.
Okay, that's what we thought, but it's not what we were told.
What do you like?
Was it that tight though?
Well, everyone gathered behind the monitor up there trying to work out where that tight guard that was kicked should be. seem to have it all sorted out now. Alan Stanfield, chief umpire, doing a stellar job as usual of sorting the situation out with a minimum of drama. So
yeah, running through the options with Team Canada. Team Canada saying that the rules over here are different. It might sound a little funny, but Curling Canada has its own set of championship rules, many which match up with the World Curling Federation rules, but some which don't. So.
Oh, picks it off the top. So another timeout called this time. So we had a timeout in the last end, and then we had a technical timeout on the last shot, and then we're back to Denmark's timeout here in the 10th end. So this will be the last timeout for either team in the regulation 10 ends. If we were to go to an extra end, then both teams would be granted a fresh timeout for that extra end.
Yeah, bonus curling, or free curling as I like to call it, resets the clocks and resets the timeouts.
Det var lige for lige at få noget luft oven på det der, så det var. Jeg tænker bare, hvis du går for dybt, så spiller han den der. Jeg tænker bare, den der nu, ryk den der. Så det kan godt være, de samme, når vi har stadig vores cornerguard i spil. Den kan han ikke få væk lige med det samme.
Hvor vil du lande?
Jeg vil bare ramme den der og rykke den der derned.
Så skal du lande lige på?
Ja, det bliver lige på.
Men hvad vil du gøre? Vi har godt lide den. Så spiller vi den.
Jeg kan godt lide rød-gul, og så kan vi gå rundt på min første eller Johnnys sidste. Ja. Der. Ja.
So that was coach Mikael Kvist coming out to have a word with his team. And there is an opportunity here for Denmark. Canada played that run back, opened things up, and now Denmark can rumble these stones in the button, and if they get their angles really good, then a chance for a deuce could well be on the cards to take this game down in 10. So just trying to bump things around here a little bit.
Yep, just play a back line weight, back house weight.
Super shot.
Really great shot by Johnny Fredrickson.
And the real key there to that shot being so good was that these stones, the red and the yellow, they're frozen in the forefoot. They're directly lined up away from that back red stone, so the Canadians couldn't remove both of these red stones with one shot.
Oh, Ben Ebert really pushing for weight. Brent Lang joins in, leaving the single sweeper theory to the wayside.
Oh, another great shot.
Just a fantastic shot. Amazing sweeping by Ben Ebert there.
Yeah, it's curtains next door though. And Russia beat Scotland by 9 shots to 6 to hand Scotland their first defeat of the week. And both of those teams will move to 2 wins and 1 loss in the standings. Back in our thoroughly entertaining featured game between Canada and Denmark. Here's Johnny Fredrickson. Again, trying to just bump things around a little bit. Well, makes a pretty good one there too, so.
Yeah, and Kevin Cooey wastes no time lining up the double and maybe even the triple.
I like that, Mark. Okay. Shouldn't do a lot. Dead nose is the shot. Maybe a sliver.
You know what, Kev? Just make the top double and keep your shooter.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Dead nose.
What room do you want here? This one or the other one?
Well, I think they're wondering if they can get all 3 of these reds going here. They might lose their own yellow at the back of the forefoot too. But we've seen Rasmus Stjerne throwing some big ones down. Kevin Cooey more than capable himself. Oh, squeaks it between those two backstones, and Canada now lying 2.
Are we third, Mark? No.
And looks that if Rasmus Stjerne makes the nose double, he might not sit first and second.
Now some more.
And the switching of the brooms.
Så sidder vi 1-3, og så nu så slår vores ud. Så har vi den der oven til lige. Ej, jeg går lige 9! Hvad er det ude på ude, Emil? 50? Det var 9. Ja.
Bang! Bang! Whoa! 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 Megan! 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 Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Trying to make the double. He touches the second one, but doesn't manage to get it out of the 8-foot. Well, he knows that one was close.
Oh, that was his opportunity for the win, really, to guarantee the win.
Just needed to hit an inch more, really.
I know. And they were working the directional sweeping as much as possible. Mikael Paulsen was brushing hard.
Because anything high gets third, right?
Any inch of curl.
So you're throwing the normal?
Yeah, not like the last one. You okay?
I think it's easier with less weight so we can use that thing.
Kev thinks it's easier with normal.
Take normal and a little roll, and if it comes up, we make the double. You guys like that?
Yeah, I was thinking a little less weight so we could use the stick, but this is fine.
Mark was 2.
Well, whatever you're comfortable with, man.
Okay. They kind of like control. You okay with that?
Yes.
They said 30
No, I
seconds.
think I hear more than
Shade
that.
more.
Just nice control.
Kevin taking the breath, knowing he's, regardless of the time on the clock, he's got to get his self-centered.
Whoa! Clean. Whoa. Whoa! Clean it. Clean. Whoa.
Well, important to stick around here. Easy enough to get the red out, but needs to get in here to lie 2.
I think it's safe. I think it's safe. Good shot, Kevin. Good shot. Very good.
Well, perfectly done. And it looks like Denmark are going to be forced to score 1 here in the 10th end to take this one into an extra.
I'll take outline. See?
This has just been a really extraordinary game so far. It's perfect that it should go an extra end.
Well, I just hope every game is like this week.
Just fantastic curling.
Well, this should be a formality for the Danes. And it is. Rolls into the 4-foot and ties it up. 10 ends, not enough to separate these two teams. We're going to need 1 more. After 10 ends, it's Denmark 8, Canada 8.
2 minutes. Not enough.
So 10 ends played. And it's 8 apiece. It's been all sorts going on in this game. Really has had everything. And I think it's absolutely fitting that we get an extra end here in draw 4.
Yeah, and the teams have got to be enjoying the freedom that 4 minutes and 30 seconds as provided by the rules grant them here in this extra end and a timeout.
So the center guard goes up from Scholes Harry.
Whatever you like. Yeah, into it. Out turn. Yeah.
So we'll get to see the first tick shot of this entire game.
Well, we mentioned the free guard zone rule earlier in the game. Of course, the Canadians can't just take out that red stone, but they can move it around. So just trying to chip the red stone to the side and roll their own shooter away as well. Of course, if that red stone was removed, then it would be replaced and the yellow shooter stone would be removed from play. Nicely done there.
Yeah, I would advocate that Brent Lang should get some of those bonus points for an end-to-end sweep.
Well, all Denmark can really do is replace that. They know that they need to block up the center to have any chance of stealing a point here in the 11th.
Yeah, and they'll want to put it in a place that peeling it might create a bounce, might create something challenging. So looking for the same tick shot. A little wider line. Maybe a little more weight out of Ben Ebert.
Keep going.
So Mark Kennedy trying to make this one curl. Doesn't get the job done, unfortunately. So a lifeline for Denmark. Expect them to throw another center guard here, probably.
He's going to come right in and take advantage of this opportunity for a center guard. Get one in the best position possible in the forefoot and hopefully get a chance to protect it for the rest of the end.
Plads lige nu. Plads lige nu. Sikkert fart. Ret ned plads. Den skal være præcis lige bagved. Kom bare dårligt for retning. Kom retning.
And we get a look at a 7-5 victory for the United States over Team Finland.
Yeah, solid second half from John Schuster's rink. 2 deuces in the second half, just turning things around for them.
Yeah, and controlled blanks in 8 and 9 to take the hammer into 10, where they scored 2 for that 7-5 victory.
So Finland will move to 0 wins and 2 losses, and United States will go to 1-1, getting their first win of the week. Back in our featured game, Denmark slipping past the tee line, and Canada just peeling the center guard off. So really, at the moment, the Danes are just going to be trying to guard that shot stone for their lives.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Danes, it did slip to the back forefoot, leaving quite a bit of real estate for Team Canada to use if they should need a draw to the forefoot for the win.
Og bliver vi med at lægge den der, selvom vores er lidt for langt dernede.
Here again.
And the other nice news, that first tick shot by Ben Ebert rolled onto the rings. So if Canada could see any of that stone at some point on Skip's last, they might be able to just pick and they don't have to stick the shooter.
So here on sheet C, Korea and Norway. Korea trailing by 2. And here's the Korean skip absolutely launching one. Trying to get a couple of these yellows moving. Gets one, but not the other. Doesn't manage to squeeze it along the tee line. And it's going to be a steal of one and a final score. Norway 9, Korea 6. Korea going to 0 and 3, and Norway will go to 2 wins and 1 loss.
And this guard is a little long here. Although Kevin's not going to waste any time.
Do you ever peel the back one? Ever? Just because he's not even blocking the button. And you got...
Do we get a timeout?
Yeah. I think so.
I think the lesson that needs to be learned here for the Canadians is that
Take it then.
they should probably read the rule
we
book
get one?
before the next draw.
Yeah. To be secure in the rules of field of play.
Yeah, it's not their first World Championship either, so... And I'm sure they've been in extra ends.
Yeah.
Straight out here. If I peel it and he goes top 12, I mean, at least it's away from the button.
No, I know.
Oh, timeout has been called.
You're out. Draw. Which is...
The thing, is he, you think he's going to keep trying to dead guard this?
Yeah, I do. What else would he do?
No, if he just centers, I'm thinking eventually we hit and roll.
Yeah, but how's that any different than this right now, except it's not a center?
Just because he can get one on, the
What do you think?
piece of the button.
Yeah, but he will.
Well, just because this is guard, well, whatever. I mean, draw.
Yeah.
But
Draw
then I'm
the fourth
thinking
is fine. And then we have to play the double. So if we peel the back one, we'll have the draw always. So.
I'm good with either, guys. I
Hey.
know what he's saying.
Fife's right. It depends on what we want on our last. If we peel the back one, you're going to always have the 4-foot. If we peel the guard, you might have to make the double. So,
Yeah.
I know you're okay with both, but that's the difference.
Yeah, we got one. And if we don't peel the guard, it's going to be your out turn, and this side's a little more of a guess.
Do we want to peel the back or do we want to hit and roll to the 4-foot?
If we don't peel the guard.
Whatever you guys like.
Say throw the peel.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay, I think he wants. I
like
agree
this?
that this side of the
I like them
sheets.
both. It's fine either way.
Kev has a plan here, boys.
Oh, he's peeling the back.
Okay, it's peeling back. Oh, okay. I thought he was peeling.
I'm okay with this, boys, because we'll always have the button.
Yeah.
Or better.
Yeah.
So lots of discussion. Pretty marginal call, Brilliant.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I mean, the situation is not ideal for the Danes. Now they've got a chance to put a rock on the top of the 4-foot. And I feel like that is a little more dangerous than any kind of challenging double they may have set up.
Well, we'll see how it pans out anyway. Canada elect to leave the guard. That does force Johnny Fredrickson to play a slightly more difficult shot here with the draw. Really needs to get this one in a good spot to give Denmark a chance of stealing. They've certainly got the line. Have they got the weight, however? Well, it comes down to split the tee line. And nothing's really changed.
Yeah, nothing's changed. I'm not sure chasing that rock in the back of the 4-foot. Thought that was an interesting call.
Were you thinking this?
No, never.
Well, and the guard's going to come off this time. Not the easiest guards to peel, these ones. They've got these two wide stones to navigate.
Yeah, there's some traffic in there. But
Så jeg tænker kun 2, så der lang afstand imellem. Ja, men det må ikke blive for langt, Johnny. Jeg ligger, man tager den her. Hvis du
I'll just wonder if Rasmus might try and sneak his center guard towards the center line a little bit here.
yeah, and tease.
Hvis han vil spille det der... Ja, altså så ligge. Altså så synes jeg, han har vores egen, ikke? Så han er 1 eller 3? Nej, bare 2. 3-10, jo. Ja. snakke med Johnny.
So it's just going to be the guard once again. Probably just touching the center line, you would think. Definitely don't want to overcurl this one, but they've got a long way to go.
And this is looking long.
Yeah, a bit long and a bit too far away from the center line for me. And I think that's what Rasmus was saying. It's just over curling. We couldn't keep that one going. So
yeah. Well, it was just light. Just a little careful throwing that one. A little soft.
If he's top 8, I got the draw, and if he's T-line, we chase. You know this spot, right? Probably easy board.
Sure. Do you remember your hit and roll out here? It's curled. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
And you threw it really good, and I think this is your ice with board.
Like seeing a little more.
Probably save that one, but
yeah. You guys like this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All day, Kev.
Nice positive.
Boards? Yeah, it took a little more than that end I rolled out.
Yeah, that looks good.
This looks good for board. He's got to get by that other one.
Yep.
So just a soft weight takeout here again. Going to try and steer this one through the port between the two red guards and remove that red stone on the tee line.
Whoa! Clean it!
Not heavy.
Whoa! Clean it!
Heavy hack.
Whoa!
Looking for the break.
Whoa! Go, Manny! Hard, go! Good. Little roll, here's good. Roll it! Get the back one! Whoa!
Yeah, get it out.
Oh, nicely done.
Well executed.
Nice, Kev.
Well, and the problem Rasmus has now with that guard that he just played being so long is that it doesn't offer a lot of protection for this final draw.
Yeah, it really doesn't. And in particular with Team Canada having just navigated that port on your left side of the screen. They know exactly how to get a rock out there if they slip anywhere behind the top 8 foot.
Nej, præcis. Men det må også godt ligge en squeeze åben den her vej, så det ikke har den samme vej ned igen. Ikke? 3 hvad? Eller 95?
So down to our last 2 rocks. 1 left for each team. Team Denmark trying to make Team Canada's Hammerstone as challenging as possible. Quite frankly, with the setup needing a complete miss out of Kevin Cooey and Team Canada.
Den er god, Nemo! Mikkel! Whoa! Sit, baby.
Well, nicely drawn.
Well placed.
Yeah, couldn't have really done any better there. So I think they'll force the Canadians to play the outturn draw.
Okay.
I think it's still easy.
This is more natural.
Yeah, I see. I'm just thinking about.
You're thinking here with Hackett?
Yeah.
I like that.
And
Benny's ticks with a little more weight went pretty straight.
Yeah.
So. Think of that with Hack.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
It's maxed.
I would agree that
Just watching your last. When we got
Well, it's certainly not a gimme. You would expect him to make it, but
yeah.
stranger things have happened. 85% for his 10 hits during the game today.
Split that one in half, dude. We got lots of time. We got a minute. Hack weight.
I think going by their struggles with the speed of the ice,
Yeah,
I think he was always going to prefer a takeout.
Yeah, the management of draw weight has been a little suspect for Team Canada this game.
Whoa, Ben! Clean, yes! Hard! Hard, Ben!
Oh, they
Go! Right to it!
Is it by the guard?
Don't stop!
It is.
Don't stop! Yes!
Nicely done.
made.
Lovely shot there by Kevin Cooey. Well managed by the sweepers. And Canada come through this one unscathed with an extra in victory over Denmark. Canada 10, Denmark 8.
And a replay on the perfectly thrown stone by Kevin Cooey, beautifully managed by sweepers Brent Lang, Ben Ebert, and called by Mark Kennedy, leading to Team Canada's victory in the extra end over Team Denmark. And taking a look back at some of our key shots throughout this fantastic match. The run takeout in the second end by Rasmus Stern and Team Denmark. Perfectly executed for a score of 3. And into the fifth end, a simple hit and stick available for Team Canada to take their point and tie up this game. Might be a little light and a little narrow. And no matter what kind of sweeping Brent Lang was able to put on that brush, was not enough and allowed Denmark to steal and take the lead into the halftime break. Seventh end, Canada has the chance to put pressure back on Team Denmark here with a little hack weight hit and roll, leaving Rasmus Stern part of the button. And the rock is just a little bit heavy, slides into the back 8, and allows a steal of 2 for Canada. Taking us to the 8th end with a really nice hit and roll on his first. Sets up a delicate tap back of a Canadian rock in the back 4 foot. For a score of 2 and a lead of 1 point. In the 9th end, not to be outdone by any others. Lots of rocks in play, an opportunity for a score of multiple points. Leads Canada to a tap back and 2 points for their third 2 points in the second half of the game. And after some well-executed shots throughout the 10th end, Canada successfully forces Team Denmark to a single point with this hit and stick into the 4 foot. Bonus curling in the extra end. Team Denmark with a rock buried on the top of the 4 foot. Kevin Cooey and Team Canada elect to execute an outturn hack weight tap. And do so with precision and take the victory 11-8 in our feature matchup here on Sheet A. Team Canada over Team Denmark. Our other games, Scotland drops its first game to Russia with a score of 6-9. Korea falls to Norway with the identical score of 6-9. And the United States gets into the win column, 7-5 over Team Finland. Our standings after draw 4, Canada and Sweden on top, 2-0. Norway, Russia, Scotland, 2-1. Denmark, Japan, Switzerland, and the United States all knotted up in the middle, 1-1. And Finland, Germany, and Korea still looking for their first wins.
Kevin, congratulations. That was a tough game. How satisfying is it to come out with a win?
Yeah, it's nice for sure. It wasn't our best game, but to kind of grind it out and give ourselves a chance for sure feels really good.
Seemed like a bit of a struggle in the first half. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, ice was just a little tricky. We struggled with our draw weight. You know, we missed more draws than we have in a long time. Just struggled to pick it up. Weren't probably throwing it the best too, which didn't help. But you know, I thought we picked it up, and you know, we made the ones we had to.
And what made the difference in the second half?
You know, obviously we started to play better for sure to give ourselves even a chance. But you know, probably 6 and 7 to come right out and get a good deuce, and then obviously the steal a 2 and 7. Just, you know, we were losing all game, so just to get the lead and know we were going to have a chance at the end was probably the big difference.
Nice one. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Steigen zu, steigen,